stops, no one knows. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown.
Good day, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I got locked out of my bank account. I had to send my daughter money, and so I had to reset my password because I never have to use my password anymore. But today, for some reason, it wanted it, and I entered it wrong 3 times, and I had no choice. I apologize. Hope everybody is having a great day. I just found out that it's Thursday. It is my parents' wedding anniversary today. They have been married for a long time. Very, very long time. So happy anniversary to my parents. Remind me to phone them later. Hopefully my mom just tunes in and hears it anyway. But Vanessa, good to see you. You do not have to introduce yourself. Appreciate you being here. Who else was first? Let the trash take itself out. Good evening. Yep, we are going to go over Plunder's stuff. And like from May 7th, I believe she says. It's pretty good. It's pretty great. I've been rewatching it, re-listening, and the first half an hour of the first one, she's just kind of doing a rundown of everything we knew at that time, and it was very interesting. And some of the pictures and stuff that she has, I'd like to know if you guys want to watch it from the beginning, the first 35 minutes, or should we just skip ahead straight to the dispatch audio? I'll leave it up to you guys, but I found it fascinating. Denise, good to see you. Hello. Belinda Believes, hello. And Lynn, great to see you today. Hey, yes, ma'am. Kimberly, good to see you. Hey, Matt is a catter. And who else? I have no idea what's going on in Nepal. Troubling to say the least, if anything bad is going on. Amy, good to see you. Hey, Daisy. And who else? Donna Williams, hello. Liz, Nova Scotia, lovely to have you here today. Is it a beautiful day there? It's overcast here today, but it is what it is. Autumn Kristen, good to see you. Danielle, hello. I don't think I've seen you for a while. Good to see you today. Hey, Camille. And Donna Williams. Marie, good to see you. Hey. Nepal is horrific. What's going on in Nepal? Hey, Grandma. Catch on the replay. Thanks for being here to say hi, though. Michelle James, good to see you. Hey, Bonnie. Nancy, hello. And Leslie, good to see you. Hello. Nana, hi. Sharon Parker, I hope you're doing okay today. And Nessa, good to see you. Esther, hello. Colleen, hi. Bobby Joe, hi. And Maritzka, good to see you. Well, thank you, Nessa. I appreciate that. Bobby Joe, thank you for the sparkles. Cool. Julie, good to see you. In an attempt to be more Dolly P and honor her passing, I asked psychologists at work about hypersexuality, and he said defo a trauma response and very possible with mother of missing kids. Did you add in the fact that she wasn't looking for her kids? Just asking. Carla, good to see you. Well, thank you. I don't. Maybe it's because I'm so close to the window. I don't know, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Gaspigal, good to see you. Yes, happy anniversary. Melissa, good to see you. Yeah, when like we have a family group chat on Messenger, and my auntie was asking my dad if he was taking my mom out for dinner, and usually the standard typical answer is of course. And my dad is like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Valerie, good to see you. Carla, hello. And who else do we have here? Floods in Nepal? Oh, wow. Wow, 1,300 missing. Whoa. A mudslide, really? See, I have a problem, you guys. I don't have, like, I don't watch TV. I have, like, the streaming services, and I have the news, but it's like a replay from yesterday, you know what I mean? So I'm not in the loop of all these, and I haven't had time to be scrolling or anything, so I haven't seen a thing about it. That's terrible. Daisy, is that true? I can't. I won't. I can't engage. Universal, hello. Prayers for Nepal. Yes. Thank you very much, you guys. Hi, Cindy. Helicopter. Thank you for that. It's very nice of you. Thought you were leaving. And Mountain, good to see you. From Florida. Wow. I will tell them. Everybody says happy anniversary. Thank you. And Strawberry Wine, thank you so much for being here. Hi, Chelsea. In Mike's live today, just before they played Island in the stream. It's kind of offensive, isn't it? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to respond to that. Let's not respond to that. We'll play dumb. I didn't hear that. Did you hear that? I didn't hear that. That doesn't even make any sense. Why would anybody do that? Okay, so first things first. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about with the live stream from yesterday. It was only like an hour and a half long, whatever. And watching it back, very clear to me that I had an attitude yesterday. And I mean, not gonna lie, I was disgusted. I was pissed off at the news that I knew Sunny was going to be going over. But I mean, far be it for me to judge. And that's why I didn't want to talk about it here. You know, like there are certain things that I think, you know, I don't have the capacity or the audience to share that stuff with. And so watching it on Sunny's, I think, was better for everybody. Let's get rid of that mug. But anyways, long story short, there were some comments, and there's a couple that I just wanted to look at. Okay. The first being, Mike MX. Did you mean to say that? And do you still think after watching and understanding my video? Okay, so at the time that I did this live stream, Mike MX, when you're watching the replay, if you do, I hadn't watched the video. I'm not even 100% sure that I got the right video that I did watch, because what I was referring to were screenshots posted by Chelsea, and Belinda shared it. And it was just kind of going over possible reasons why law enforcement would tell a mother of missing children not to talk, whatever, to media, not to speak out. And there were some, valid points in there, but I think that given the context of this situation, I don't think it applies. And so I don't think that I have changed my mind just because of the dispatch audio, number one, and number two, the RCMP coming out and saying that we don't tell them not to talk. We told them to be mindful of what they say. So coming out and saying, I'm not talking because the RCMP told me not to, is not factual. All of those other ideas, though, in those screenshots that were shared, maybe, but they've also said that they don't believe that the kids were abducted or no evidence to support an abduction. So I'm going to respectfully, Mike, it's got nothing to do with you or your take on it. It was just a talking point, and I don't agree with that. Just because I feel I don't feel like the RCMP would come out on the news and lie to people. They have a way of withholding information or wording things in a certain way, but he was very straightforward when he said, no, we did not tell them that. So if anybody is to be believed, and maybe my naivety, I don't know, but I'm going to choose to believe the RCMP, right? So, don't even think it was a slight on you, Mike, because I love your perception and you catch things that people just don't catch. It's fantastic. But we don't have to agree on everything, but much appreciated anyways. All right. And then we all remember Shenanigans video, and the creator of that video wanted to comment, and I thought it was an important comment, and so I'm going to read it to everybody, and then I'll give my very short response to it. So it Gets Around Productions. That's who created that video, the stats video. Numbers don't lie. Every figure in the illusionary truth effect video is pulled directly from real YouTube data. Video transcripts, live chat logs, comment sections, view counts, and likes. This isn't speculation or estimation. It's built from what was actually said, posted, and published. The video was first shared with the channel it was shared with, specifically because she had the lowest counts of direct accusations against family members, death speculation, guilt assignments, and similar harmful content, not for any other reason. There was no ongoing prior communication with that channel owner, and if anything, the numbers are conservative. The true scale is almost certainly larger than what's documented in the video. Thank you for watching my live stream. It always astounds me when my opinion matters so much to people who clearly have the time and energy and the know-it-all to create a video like that and to find those stats. And so thank you for taking the time out of your busy life to watch my stream, get my opinion on your video, and comment. I do appreciate that. However, you shared that video with Shenanigans first, which I really don't care. I truly don't care. But she has been around for the shortest length of time. She has removed a great number of videos. And I still don't think it was a fair representation, because anything that I said, and even back over a year ago on Sunny's channel, it was usually answering a question, sharing my opinion, which we're all allowed to do. So I don't feel like this is necessary to comment. And I'm trying to be as nice as I can, but I don't need to be mansplained how my opinion is wrong in your thoughts or opinion, whatever. Thank you for the view, though. I appreciate that. But if you're going to analyze all, then that means all, and that means how many live streams we've done. And And just because we're not accusing, or certain people aren't accusing Daniel or Malaya of anything, which I never have, why don't you include Durwood or Brandon or anybody else that's been accused in other places, such as that channel? I'm just saying there's more data to look at if you're going to do it fairly. But thanks for watching, and thank you for leaving your comment. It Gets Around Productions. I appreciate the view. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. And I mean, I wasn't showing that to start any drama or bullshit or anything like that, but I wanted to address it because I thought, why are you even watching my content? Are you still waiting for me to accuse somebody or something? Because I'm not. I wasn't there. I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything other than what can be proven, which has nothing to do with what happened to Jack and Lily, really, truly. Fair enough. You'd be surprised how many times I bang my head off the wall when I'm done a live stream. Just kidding. Gypsy Flow, good to see you. Oh, before I forget, all of the bracelets and pens were sent out this morning. On the way. If you wouldn't mind, please let me know when you get yours. Didn't RCMP tell Belinda she could go search on that property, then walk it back? Or am I wrong on that? So my RCMP, my major crimes contact, thought that it was probably a misunderstanding. The RCMP or major crimes cannot give a citizen permission to search on private property. Now, whether or not that area is private property, we don't know. But Belinda, with a witness beside her, asked or told them that if they're not going to do it, then Belinda wanted to go and dig it up, using those words. And the officer that she spoke to said they didn't have an issue with that. And my RCMP contact said that they weren't holding it for any future of processing. So it's kind of a mixed bag, I guess. But they can't give permission for anybody to search on any private property. But the officer that spoke to Belinda said that they didn't have a problem with that. I don't know. What page? Don't do that. Don't do that. Looks like Damien's writing. I think he made all of that up. I'm sure it's got some truth to it, but I mean, put it in context. Shenanigans hasn't been around nearly as much as the rest of us. If you're lumping my comments into me reading comments out loud, I think is disingenuous as well. Put it in context. If you want it to matter, then make it fucking matter. Just spew your shit because you hate me. Give me a break. DJ is allegedly, in my opinion, true crime. Nice name. Anybody that I've missed coming in, thank you for being here. Oh, Cool J, hello. All we know is that their script of Friday morning is BS. We don't know why. It's possible none of the three are responsible, but they are definitely hiding something. That's a lot of like for sure's. I don't know any of that for a fact. I don't know. And I mean, it is very popular opinion, everything you just said, absolutely, but it is still just an opinion, so. Compare the content, who has the most videos, hands down, probably Justin, so of course he would have the most stats, yeah. Put it into context. If you want to send the message, then send the message. And like I'm curious because I don't have the time or even the desire to go back and find out how many times I said shit. Or was I reading a comment? And did we talk it through? I mean, I'm sure I'm not perfect. I'm sure I've said stuff I regret. But anybody that I have said stuff about that I regret, I can guarantee you I have talked to them one-on-one and made my apologies where necessary. Can anybody else say that? So just leave me alone. My opinions are my own, and I'm allowed to have them, no matter what you think. So don't watch. I couldn't begin to do what you do. I have changed my mind every time something new comes up. Yeah, I do too, and that's why it's just safer to stay on the fence. Prove it. You want to say something? That's okay, but prove it. Otherwise, it's going in the stack of shit that we can't prove. Jane, what have you missed? Nothing. Nothing. All grown-ups on the property have guilty knowledge in the disappearance of Jack and Lily? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know that. Hit the like button for Hart. He's here somewhere. Sleeping. Who else? Even in a church, no, they can't give her permission. That's church property, right? Did Belinda say that law enforcement told her their concentration is on their road? I don't know exactly what law enforcement told Belinda word for word. I do know Belinda just explained the phone call to me and why she felt that she had permission to go and do what she did. So, future. Very important distinction. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Cool. No, future, not further. I don't want to show it because I don't have permission from the RCMP member to share our communication, so I'm not going to, but I read it for everybody. It's future, not further. It was future. I'm not reading that. Sammy, good to see you, though. Ernestine, hello. Did the RCMP say to respect Indigenous rights during the initial searches? If so, what does that mean? I don't remember that. Is it in the dispatch audio? We're going to find out if it is, if it's in here somewhere. And there are a number of these dispatch that, well, from what I can tell, it's about maybe about an hour and a half of straight dispatch audio. We'll see. We'll see if we can get it. And then we've got the transcript to go through too, which we will. I've been sitting on the fence for so long, I feel like I'm going to fall over soon. Right. Me too. Not going to read that one either, Sammy. You're too funny. Helicopter, you're very, very generous. Thank you so much. If you received that membership from Helicopter Grandma, please make sure you thank her and also pay it forward somewhere, somehow. Please. Future processing. They were not holding it. I read it on the stream that Belinda was on with me. I think it was like a week ago or something. I don't know. If I went by my gut instinct alone, I've always felt that Malaya was a master manipulator who is defo not shy, but that's just my gut, means nothing, but it rarely lets me down. I understand that. And I think that's where a lot of people are, because our intuition does serve us well. If we listen to our gut, it does serve us well. But the thing I've learned, and I don't know for anybody else, but for me, as soon as I let outside influences in, then my gut starts to adapt, so. Almost positive when you read it, you said further. Did I say further, or did I stutter, or was I just a dipshit and misspoke? I don't know. But I would be... What email address? Let me just... You guys can't watch me, but let me do this, and I will pick out the little sentence, and I would love to show it to you guys. Just 1 second. Let me search for it. Let's just make sure. And I'm not showing the whole email. I'm going to show just... Oh, that's the other one. Larrick Road search. Where's his response? Okay. Just give me 1 second. This will take 1 second. We will clear this up right now. Just 1 sec. And I will zoom it in so that everybody could read this little... What he had to say, and I showed it to Belinda before I even went live that day, you know, like we were planning on doing the live stream, and I showed it to her. And when she was so, like, her reaction was emotional. I thought, oh, wow, maybe that was my bad, but all right, here we go. Let me just stop sharing this, and then I'll share this just for half a second. I will zoom it in, we will read it together, and put it to rest once and for all. Hopefully. Probably not, but you know. Can you read that? I suspect Belinda Gray and the officer she spoke with may have had a slight misunderstanding. Nothing nefarious. I believe she may have asked the officer if she could search the location identified in the video you provided, which I sent him the dog handler's video. And the officer told her the RCMP had no opposition to her doing that. All that meant was that the RCMP was not holding that particular location for future processing. The RCMP does not give permission to civilians to search anything. It would be the responsibility of the civilian to obtain permission from the property owner. That would be like me giving your neighbor permission to search your house. That would be absurd, even if your house was a crime scene. At best, I could prevent someone from accessing it for a reasonable amount of time while I searched it or obtained permission from a judge to search it. So, if I said further, I misspoke, stuttered, something, but you saw it in black and white. That's it. One of these days I'll buy a membership, but I won't be able to at the moment, but I will definitely be able to. Don't even worry about it, DJ. I'm happy when people are able to come and see the live chat before the ads get turned on. I'm glad to have input of everybody so that we can keep talking about the case. That's it. Leslie, in my opinion, the childish and shameful bickering and backstabbing going on with creators of content is a little out of control. I agree that everyone is entitled to their opinion. Focus on the kids. I agree. Completely. I do not remember Indigenous rights. That's not right. That's not the first time I heard it, though, Jane. I don't know. Did you know that the gut is often referred to as the fourth brain? I learned that yesterday. I did not know that, but good to know. But like I said, if you're thinking about your gut as your intuition, that's your natural ability to like sense something. But once outside influence starts getting in, I think then it starts to become bias, you know? I don't know. Colburn, hello. I have not changed my feelings on this, and until the RCMP tells what really happened, I won't change my feelings, and that's good. I love a person that is steadfast in their belief, and you have your own reasons for holding to that, Kimberly, and I respect them immensely. Donna, I'm not even going to try. Dawn, I think Malaya is reserved, guarded. The less we know about, the better. The chance that she slips up, in my opinion, I get on board with that. Third eye, You love my hair? Thank you. Do you want to hear about my hair? I don't mind telling you, but I don't want to get any hate comments for talking too much about my hair. I'll tell you about my hair. Not your bad at all, Charmaine. She was just really taken aback by the fact that she has to record everything. Yes. No, I get that. I don't like triggering people, especially your mother. I've taken middle ground on this case now. I don't pick one side over the other due to the fact that there's so much opinion involved rather than true facts. And whose fault is that, Michelle? RCMP, I'm looking at you. Clear it up. You can. You're welcome, Cool J. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible. Some days I just read. Some days I stutter. Some days I don't. Some days I'm a dipshit. Some days I'm not. Some days I have an attitude. Some days I don't. I don't know. Maybe I did, but now we know. So we can move forward. Who will be next? Going to send another gift membership? Helicopter, thank you so much. If you got that, please, thank you to Helicopter Grandma and pay it forward somewhere, somehow. Gotta move a little bit quicker, guys. Anastasia in Cleveland, good to see you. And Captain Injustice, hey, Grey Wolf, no problem. Crime Science, sorry, good to see you. Can't tap into intuition if emotions are involved. Right. That's true. And usually your intuition is like your first gut feeling. And I don't know how anybody can have clear, true intuition on this case because there's been so much shit. That's just my own. And I get that. Some people can. Thank you for saying that, Maritska. And that is only one of the reasons you are the only channel I'm a member. Oh, thank you. I have no idea why, but thank you. Gosh, I wish my hair was thick. It is not anymore. I have to buy really expensive shampoo. Had to leave TV and run to computer to tell you that your hair is awesome. Wow, you guys, really? Is it really? Like, that's not really? Isn't it good? I'm just kidding. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do know if I was Daniel's defense lawyer, I would be hunting Breakfast Guy down, if you get me. Yeah. We, for real, pray Lily and Jack will be forever in peace. Esther, thanks for being here. I've been learning to really listen to my body, my gut lately, and it's helped me more than I thought. Absolutely. If you listen to your first initial gut reaction, your gut instinct, never steer you wrong. It's that outside influence that can mess you up. Hey, Blue Jay, do not do it. Who won the membership? Just so you guys know, when somebody gifts a membership, they don't get to choose who gets it. Neither do I. Like when I gift them, it's random. YouTube decides who gets it. So don't take it personally if you don't get one. Thank you. Lurking, Drippy, get in here. Oh, there's Mom. Say happy anniversary to my mom. I was just telling everybody you guys have been married since like the dinosaurs roamed the earth. So happy anniversary. Hi, that's me. What? only a minute ago. Everybody said happy anniversary. I'll call you guys later. Tell Dad I said take you out for dinner. No, they haven't. That's why we're spinning our wheels. We're just looking for stuff to talk about that we're trying to not get trapped with all of the drama and the bullshit. So, well, everybody, helicopter's doing it one more time, and then we will get started on the dispatch audio. Again, thank you so much, helicopter. Make sure you say thank you and pay it forward. Happy anniversary, Sharon, to you and your husband. Husband's name is Roger. Sharon and Roger. I do not see who won. So, Shar Banks Sr., that's funny, Drippy. No 911 call as of yet. Okay, there. She's seen it all. Thanks. Call you later. I found she did look emotional, but I'm trying to decide if it's sad or angry. I don't think it was angry. I think a lot of it was she was a bucket of nerves. Like a bucket of nerves, absolutely. And I don't care who you are or what. It would be terrifying after 15 months to go and do that interview. And if what Sunny had reported on last night about her activities the night before was accurate, I mean, that would just add to the stress and the, There's lots of drama going on. There's drama being mixed up in Summer Wells' case and Sebastian's case. Still, it's horrible. Like, honestly, focus on the children, not the drama. I agree, but when there's no news coming out, people just focus on the drama. I don't know. It's a dichotomy for sure. I don't remember ever hearing a Canadian 911 call. Nope. I don't think sad. It was pathetic. Unless those were actually Lily shorts and then tribute. Like, I don't know. Did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. I have trouble reconciling that M with M, man hunting and selfie taking. I don't think there is any reconciling those two things. Yeah, and I feel like that at some point, even if people around her aren't going to point it out, she should realize that maybe she needs a new therapist to refocus on herself. I don't know whether or not to say it. Allegedly, she was messing around on her current boyfriend of that time with her new boyfriend. Allegedly. From New Brunswick. Mike, good to see you. Oh, Sebastian, man, oh man. For the longest time, Mike, I hoped that Sebastian, like a neighbor or a caregiver or somebody, maybe not even close, but somebody distant, saw the way Chris treated him and took him to protect him. But, after a couple of weeks, I was like, I don't think there's a grandma in the area with him, having him in the basement, giving him chocolate chip cookies until, things get better. Like, It's odd. I'm not going to lie. I haven't refreshed myself on the case for a long time, but I don't think he's still with us. I don't. It's odd that Katie and Chris left the area. Well, Chris had to go back to work, whatever, stepdad is what it is, but Katie went with him. It's odd. I don't know. I'd have to refresh on the case to see what I think now, but as it was when I left the case, I don't think he's with us any longer. What do you think? Share Cares, thanks for that. Yep. Drama Llama Red Pajama, good children's book. Never heard of it. I would love to see that. Malaya is traumatized and she will never get over it. Depends on what the trauma is from. And sometimes there's a level of healing that can take place with the community support and knowing that there's a reason, there's a cause. That we're going to not only look for Jack and Lily, but raise awareness for other missing children and hold the RCMP accountable and, hold CPS accountable and realize our own mistakes and be able to be a voice for our children. I think there's a huge level of healing in that. I shouldn't judge because I would never be in that situation, but, What is a texting facility? Testing? In my opinion, I'm not going to be surprised if Sebastian does get found at 18, considering CP's words saying when Sebastian comes back at 18, he's going to need mental health help. Are you suggesting that they sent him away, DJ? Because if that's the case, then why report him missing at all? No different than Jack and Lily. If they're really living with a relative or somewhere else, why report them missing? The best way to protect your kids from CPS is to be a good parent. Not hide them and report them missing and cause so many innocent lives being ruined. It's just such a mess if that's all this is. Anyone have any ideas on how to press the RCMP to move faster? I understand these kinds of cases, but it's really hard watching these people. Like it's all okay. They are living it up. Pisses me off, frankly. I don't think there's a way to force the RCMP to do anything. That rally that they had on May 2nd, was it Voices for Justice, I think? They went to the Stellarton RCMP detachment. They were basically being nice, and Kent was asking them for more information. I think if you do a peaceful protest demanding instead of passive aggressively asking on the 1 year mark, you're going to be doing some functioning, you know what I mean? Do a standalone, I don't know. And I don't even think it would do any good at this point. I think Sebastian was buried in the new subdivision and was unalive the night he went missing. Wouldn't the cadaver dogs have picked them up though? Because they did, the dog did track his scent to that retaining pond, wasn't it? I think so. That I remember that too. I remember thinking, there's a rumor now that Sebastian is actually underground in like a facility that have other autistic children that's in. There have to be some kind of proof, right? Malaya is quite capable of rewriting history in her head and blocking out her trauma, not in a healthy way, though in ways that neglect and compound her issues. I agree 100%. You think he's in the construction site? Yeah. Actually put out audio last night of what sounds like Chris Proudfoot saying in the audio, go home to someone in the audio. Interesting. The audio coming out lately from creators recording Chris a while back is concerning. Dude is unhinged and has been. Maybe I'll look into that again. Do you know yearly CPS loses 35,000 children? They just vanish. Is that like a real stat? You still believe the children are being hidden by elders? No comment. Donna, good to see you. And thank you for the 5 jewels, the treat for Mr. Harley. Hello. Do you want to come and say hi? Oh, he's tired. All right, you guys, I am going to pull this up. I'm going to star this one so I can read it later. Not that the rest of your stuff isn't important, everybody, but there are certain ones that I do want to read, and that one looks like one that I want to read. All right, so I'm going to switch over to Plunder so I can go let my baby out. What was that? What was that? Share with audio. He's so handsome. Let me go back. And because, like I said, the very beginning to me is interesting as all get out, because this was done, like I said, children went missing May 2nd. Plunder was doing this on May 7th. We're talking like early on. And this is a really great time machine to take us back into this mental space that we were all just like, I don't think they're in the woods. You know, after a week had passed, we were all like, what is going on? Why haven't they found them yet? They must not be in the woods. So I think this is good. If it's too much for you guys, too far back, we can go forward to minute 38. I'm going to go give Harley a chicken griller, little dog treat called a chicken griller, and then see if he wants to go outside, and I will be back. Okay? But I'm going to hang out long enough to make sure that the sound works and I'm not muted, or it's not muted. Okay, so let me know right away.
Those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went when with the dog yesterday there from the family you brought us up there. We walked up the gas pipeline filter, and there's definitely some clouds movement in the night here that are still visible. They're a bit eroded from the heavy rain, but they're still visible. So, not sure if we'd like us to continue on up the hill, or if we'd like to over. This is Colchester Base calling the K9 unit asked to investigate the blanket. Do you copy? Over. This is Bravo 3. I was with Kilo 2 like 3 seconds ago. He went towards the main road there. We're done at that site. The dog didn't get a crack or anything like that. Bravo 3 sees the blanket. Halifax Command, copy element drone team. I got a point of interest for you. Two key signatures by the water source regional coordinate. Right, go ahead. But your team looking at there's 2 figurines up one right there. 8 o'clock, and they must have picked up heat. Do you know if any of the kids that like picked up on their backpack? We've got a little tiny star sticker over here by a bridge over. Stand by, that's probably good news. Nicholas was strawberries. You say you found star? Yeah, it's like a holographic little star over. Where are little Lily and Jack Sullivan? That's the question many people are trying to answer, and many people have been working so hard over the past week to discover. Supposedly, these little ones, these 4 and 6-year-old children, went missing allegedly when they opened a sliding glass door at their home in Canada, in Nova Scotia, and just disappeared into the ether. Is that what really happened or what? I've been digging into this case and I've dug into 48 hours worth of dispatch. The available archives, that's why I get a professional account over on Broadcastify, because I want to be able to just find data, find helpful information in cases like these, especially a case like this where the rumors are running rampant. So let's try and talk about facts. I went over 48 hours worth of audio, pulled it into my editor, and I've extracted about 30 minutes worth of information I found interesting or relevant, not just the communications trying to figure out logistics and stuff. Yeah, it's probably the person operation or audio. Nothing here, but remember you still interviewing this person, so that's what you get any other directions for us at this point over. So let's talk about the mom. Her full name is Malaya Vanessa Brooks Murray, and the so-called stepdad. Some people are like, yeah, he is a stepdad. He's the mom's boyfriend. Well, to me, I got to look up the definition of stepdad, but I thought that meant you were married. And especially if he went a step further, if he would have adopted her children. But anyway, Daniel Martin and Malaya, also, their relationship is over. Let's get into all this. So I dug into all these audio files, again, 48 hours worth of the Pictou County Fire VHF paging and ops system from a week ago, Friday, May 2nd. I mean, today is Friday, May 7th. 7 days in the wilderness. Are these little ones really out there? And all these searchers couldn't find any definitive clues leading to their whereabouts? We do have some clear footprints. Plunder. We speak to the way off the back line. I'll give you guys an update right now. Stranger things have happened, but I don't know, it could be unlikely. Friday, May 2nd is the day the children supposedly went missing. That's the day they were reported missing. So I focused on that Friday and all the audio files I pulled down. And then on Saturday, May 3rd, the very next day, that's the day that Malaya and Daniel had such a bad argument that she ended up leaving the property with reportedly their little baby, the baby they share together, either a 16-month-old or 18-month-old. I've read both in all my research. This is something Daniel confirms, that there was some kind of blowout on Saturday. He's going to say, they think I did it. Quote, they think I did it. He doesn't describe what it is, but that's the reason for the separation. And now when a reporter called Malaya's home, a woman who answered the phone said her relationship with him, Daniel, is over. It has ended. Like, it is done. So what does Malaya know? What does Daniel know? I mean, so many rumors are floating around. People are talking about an alleged party that happened Thursday night. They're talking about it being a home full of substances. We don't know. The reason I dug through these 48 hours worth of audio files from Friday and Saturday was because I wanted more details about this alleged blowout, this domestic disturbance. And unfortunately, I couldn't find anything. Now, according to CBC, this is when Daniel said that after the kids got gone, after the kids went missing, Malaya left the area to be with her family in another part of the province, and she's blocked him on all social media. Daniel himself said there was an argument between the two families out in the yard of the home that day. Either they mean Friday or Saturday, there was an argument. So that's why I listened so intently to Friday and Saturday. I wanted to hear if it was reported at all to authorities. But then I'm thinking authorities were probably already on the property. I heard a lot of dispatch audio where they're like, we're at the residence or we're near the residence. Keep it command 419. We confirm if there's any dog that's residence over. Yes, there's a dog came out there.
but nothing related to this domestic disturbance. Daniel said, quote, "My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it." He doesn't elaborate, and I'm the only one here fighting for them, which is sad. So Daniel is putting himself up as this person who he's still fighting, he's still searching, he's willing to take a polygraph, lie detector test. I mean, they're not allowed in court here in the USA, but I don't know about Canada, maybe not. I still don't know what to think of Daniel.
I've done everything. I've given them all my information. I'm here to find the kids.
You said they're flying in someone to do a polygraph test. Is that on you?
That's not just on me, but on everyone. That's what I asked for. I asked for that so early on, and there's not many places that do it in Canada, so they're flying somebody in.
Why do you think you need to do that? Do you think they don't believe you?
I think their side of the family doesn't believe me, and I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
I could go either way. I'm trying to be really kind of soft on these parents because I know what has happened in the past, like with Shane Carey. In that case in Texas, when his fiance and his baby went missing, everyone thought Shane Carey was a weirdo. We were comparing him to Chris Watts. He gave a strange interview, and I learned my lesson from that case. You can't judge a book by its cover or by its behavior. You never know. So some people, at least one anonymous person came out and defended Daniel, like he would never do anything like this.
Just real quick, I want to say, yeah, Paula is Plunder's real name. I do want to go back and look at the bed of that truck, Marie, but interesting, but there's nothing there, obviously, but it's interesting to me because she's saying pretty much what we all thought back then. We didn't know what to make of Daniel. People were calling him the stepdad, the boyfriend, and then there was a big hubbub about, well, they weren't married, so he's not stepdad, and that's really not the way it works, whatever. But it's fascinating to go back literally and watch Plunder kind of go through all of the information that we had at that time, which isn't much. But at the same time, I did, there's a fly and I got distracted and I lost my thought. So anyway, can I just real quick, right here-ish, I'm gonna, just a couple of boxes. And anyways, whose truck is that? Isn't that Earl's truck? I'm pretty sure this is Earl's truck, right? Malaya knows what happened and tried to set the stage to make it look like Daniel is guilty of something. So I don't want to full out accuse Malaya of that, but in my mind, there would be, after the fact, looking at the baby, trying to make Daniel look bad so that she could have full custody.
Is over. It has ended. Like it is done. So what does Malaya know? What does Daniel know? I mean, so many rumors are floating around. People are talking about an alleged party that happened Thursday night. They're talking about it being a home full of substances. We don't know. The reason I dug through these 48 hours worth of audio files from Friday and Saturday was because I wanted more details about this alleged blowout, this domestic disturbance. And unfortunately, I couldn't find anything. Now, according to CBC, this is when Daniel said that after the kids got gone, after the kids went missing, Malaya left the area to be with her family in another part of the province, and she's blocked him on all social media. Daniel himself said there was an argument between the two families out in the yard of the home that day. Either they meet.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to keep on interrupting, but I do want to point out that, so, in my opinion, they are both guilty. That's your opinion. But what I will say is Jack and Lily had two parents on that property. Malaya and Daniel were responsible for their safety and their well-being. and they failed. They're guilty of that without a doubt because Jack and Lily are missing. So unless somebody silently broke into their house and took the kids away, they should have gotten up, right? So that's what I'm comfortable saying and knowing. And the fact that Janie has said numerous times to me privately and in her CBC interview and in the voice clips and on my live stream that she, not in these exact words, but she does hold some guilt for not checking, for not getting up. Had she gotten up, none of this would have happened. So that, to me, is a level of accountability that we have yet to see from Daniel or Malaya. So I'm comfortable with that speculation, I guess you could say. Vanessa got a membership helicopter. Thank you, Vanessa. I'm sure you said thank you, and make sure you pay it forward. That wasn't the quote. When they said, tell mom to stay close to the home in case the children make their way home. And we're going to find it, Mike. I'm pretty sure maybe not word for word, but that's what was said on the dispatch audio. I could be misremembering, but that's how I remember it. Leanne, good to see you. Just so you know, I did send the pens and bracelets out today, so. Moral guilt and criminal guilt are very different concepts. Absolutely, but guilt is guilt and accountability. If they can understand where they went wrong that morning, if they're completely innocent of anything to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance, to understand what they did wrong that morning that could have possibly prevented it, I think is a huge step in being responsible enough to be a parent to any of the other children who were involved. I don't know if it was accountability from Janie as much as it was an excuse for why she was crying. See that word excuse or a reason for why she was crying. I mean, again, we can argue semantics all day long, but it's your opinion one way, it's my opinion the other way. We all heard Janie's voice clips, that video that I did, and she sounded agitated, angry. We all heard it, but if you had talked to Janie outside of that, if you were able to talk to Janie outside of that and get her at a time where she's not emotionally defensive, I don't think it's that. I do absolutely believe she believes her son 100%, whether he's guilty of anything or not. I think that she would believe him. And I'll leave it at that. But I don't know any parent that wouldn't without proof. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my take on it. The RCMP didn't want Malaya searching. They wanted her to stay home in case the kids showed up. That's what I heard. Being in a new relationship takes a lot of energy, most of your energy. It's unfortunate that that's where Malaya chooses to spend it. Linda, I know what you're saying, but I disagree, because if you're just on autopilot and you're going from relationship to relationship to distract yourself or trauma response, however you want to put it, it doesn't take any energy at all, really, because all you're doing is masking. You're putting a beard on your actual problem. What takes work is working on yourself and realizing that no relationship is going to fix anything for you, and it's really not even going to take any of your pain away. You actually have to do the work. You have to give a shit enough to do the work for yourself. This is my take on it. Yep. And I mean, in my opinion, I don't know for sure, but the way I think and feel, anybody that's not accusing her of doing anything wrong, who wants information about Jack and Lily or about that day or the stuff that's gone on since, if you're not accusatory and you genuinely want to talk to her, I don't think that she wouldn't talk to people. She's actually, she seems like a nice person to me. And I know I was hard on her and critical, but it's a different thing when you talk to somebody one-on-one. Now, could I be duped? Absolutely. I have no idea. But for now, I believe that Jeannie is telling the truth as she knows it. That's just the way I see it. You sent me some screenshots from Plunder? Okay. Yeah. She is. It's sad, but these people can't even go to the store in their community without being followed or their activities being sent to content creators to make fun of them. Like it's beyond anything that we see here. Just having a little bit of a window into what they go through really makes me realize that if the majority of people are wrong and this isn't Occam's razor, their lives will never be the same, and there will be absolutely no good reason for it. So, but it is what it is. Do the work. Yeah, Malaya, do the work. I disagree with that. Cover, that's not what I mean. Not what I mean at all. But I do think that I believe my kids when they tell me something without question, unless somebody proves otherwise, without question, I believe my kids. And I think most parents would be the same. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think Janie's part of the disappeared, but I think she's trying to protect her son. That is understandable. What Daniel and Malaya have been doing, not doing, and saying is a huge red flag. I agree, saying, Bertie. It's an accident, abduction, or jealous rage, or in the woods. Who knows? When will this horror story be over? I don't know, and I'd like to know how the RCMP think that they're going to get fact-based tips when they're not giving any information, any, behavioral analyst, any psychologist, any seasoned investigator. They've all advised law enforcement to give the public more information if they want to move the case forward. So, I mean, nothing we say out here is going to make two hill of beans difference to them, especially not if actual law enforcement people, retired or otherwise, are giving them advice and they're not taking it. It's like, I feel like we're among a group of misbehaving children, and the RCMP are punishing us all, just saying, well, if you're going to act that way with the shit we do give you, then we're not giving you shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I think that everything they have has to be kept close to the vest. I think that they're just sick and tired of everything, every update being scrutinized and twisted, that they're just like, you know what? You guys, that's just it's my hope anyways. I still haven't 100% ruled out Janie, that not allowing people to search the trailer, no lie detector test, the drama. I mean, there are reasons. I understand that. It's a different level, though, Drippy, when you're following people into a grocery store, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's, no matter what you think, what we all believe or what we assume, people are innocent until proven guilty. And it's really hard to treat people that way. But when they're intruding on their private lives to the point where over a year later, we can't go to the grocery store without some content creator finding out what we're buying. I think that's a little beyond obsessive and intrusive, just in my opinion. Janie is collateral damage. There's a lot of collateral damage in this. The public will make it hell for anyone that is close to a situation where children go missing or hurt. Yeah, in my opinion, it's supposed to be that way. Don't let kids get hurt. I agree with that. Cool. That's why I've started saying, keep your kids safe. It's one thing to hug them and love them and feed them and bathe them, but you got to also keep them safe. It's your responsibility as a parent. I don't think that Janie holds any responsibility for them being left unattended unless it was unless she was known to be the babysitter, which from what I've been told isn't the case. Do you believe Janie when she said she heard the children in the morning of that day? I believe that Janie believes she heard the kids the morning of that day. I don't know about you guys, but I've had memories before where I could have swore somebody had said something and they didn't. I don't know what to think of that, but I do believe that Janie believes she heard the kids that morning. I sound like a nut, but that's just how I feel about it. Helicopter. You're getting because for our members only live stream, we are going to come up with the lists of questions we still have for Daniel, for Janie, for Malaya, and for law enforcement. We're going to do it. We're going to make these questions on our next members only live. So thank you for adding to the audience, I guess. Has Janie talked to you about Malaya's behavior prior to the disappearance? In general terms, Coldburn, yes. And it doesn't matter if Mama Bear is 85 and her cub is 65. It never stops. You're always going to be a parent. I can honestly say if I did something bad, my parents would not have protected me or went into denial. They pepper me with questions, and if they suspected me, they'd go to Popo's. I mean, my mom might still be here, and I can say fair enough. Probably same. They're not going to protect you, but what I'm saying is and I don't know for sure, Daniel, if you're watching, like, chill out. But if Daniel had done something and he was convincing his mother that he did nothing and all this other shit is going on and woe is me and look at how hard I'm working, I don't think that a mother would question it too hard because it's a very traumatic situation regardless, is my point. And I don't mean that I think that that's what's going on. I'm just saying, Dogs track them to the road, yes. And if it wasn't for Boss Man coming in here and verifying that one of the dog handlers told him that the dogs lost the scent at the road, then that would go into the pile of shit we can't prove because it wasn't on the audio. It was something Daniel had said, but then Boss Man came in behind him and said dog handler told him that as well. So we do know that their scent was lost at the road. But stay strong for Jack and Lily Helicopter. You're very generous and very kind. Thank you for being here. Eugenie, Malaya neglected all her children. If she can send them to school in the winter without adequate clothes, no lunch, black eyes, and an 18-month-old that can't walk, is heartless. Guilt is creeping in. I don't see in your opinion in that, Jeannie, please, if you don't mind. Trying to not get sued here. I have always said they were taken from that spot. To this day, I still don't know who owns the white truck, and I've asked 1,000,000 times, 100 million times. Don't get me wrong, I don't think anyone should be harassing them, stalking them, or trying to trick them into BP. Oh, interviews, yes. I feel really powerless. As much as I want to support the RCMP, they are causing damage, and someone might go vigilante. If this nonstop nonsense continues, it's maddening. I agree, Bertie. Man, do I ever agree with that. I almost feel like they don't want us to know how bad they screwed up from day one. We're just getting started. I'm reading comments again, and I'm getting distracted from our actual content today. So welcome in, Cindy B. Feel sorry for Janie. This wasn't her place to be looking after the kids. To me, really, it's Malaya. These are her kids. Yep. It could have simply been a recording of Malaya's phone or Daniel's phone with the kids laughing and screaming and stuff. It could have been, or it could have been a dream. Have you ever had like a dream that's really vivid, really real? Maybe she was having some kind of a premonition, or you know what I mean? Like I don't doubt anything anymore. No one should be following anyone anywhere. That goes for the Martells too. Disgusting. You can't destroy people's lives just because. And most know where I stand. Hi everyone. Share your here. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Like it's wonder if you got nothing better to do with your life, not just your day, but your entire life, if you're spending time following Janie McKenzie to the store, or even running into her at the store and taking pictures and shit. Like, check yourself. And then we have the fact that Janie is the only one that didn't pass a polygraph. I'm not going to argue with you about that semantics. Again, there was only one person that it was stated who passed the polygraph, and I believe that was Cody. So is it not child neglect for Janie McKenzie to ignore the children if she hears them alone? No. She's not responsible for them, Gypsy Flo. I mean, one can say that, you know, any normal grandma would get up if they didn't hear if they heard the kids outside and, you know, assume that the mom wasn't going to get up or whatever based on what normally happened there. I agree. But when it comes down to a neglect charge or being able to persecute somebody for not getting up and checking on kids, I don't, Gypsy. I agree with that. I do, but I'm trying to, never mind. It's all good, Jeannie. It's all good. Thank you. Harley needs treats, he told you. I found these. We'll get back to Plunder in 2 seconds, right away. Homestyle chicken grillers. They're for dogs, but I want to show them to you because they got a little bit of a ginger smell to them. But check this out. They're adorable. Okay. They look like little mini burgers. Loves them. Have to remember where I found them because he absolutely loves them. Anyways. Okay. I don't know why people don't get notifications. I try to schedule them as far in advance as I can. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's not true. Find me where it says Daniel passed his polygraph test. Malaya passed her polygraph test. Cindy passed her polygraph test. Wade passed his polygraph test. Anybody else in those documents? Nobody but Cody passed. Everybody else was truthful when answering, redacted. So we can argue about that all day too, if you want, but you're wrong. Maybe they all passed, but different wording gives me room to argue. So, how's it going? What are all the reasons why Belinda wants legal guardianship? I believe Belinda was praying that Malaya would lose her third child. Is that correct? No. Belinda doesn't have, I mean, I'm sure she wants the best for the baby, which most of us do, but Belinda doesn't have any connection to the baby. As far as I know, and Chelsea, and if Belinda shows up, can correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why she wants legal guardianship is so that the children have a safe, loving home to come to when and if they are found alive. And even if they're not, she wants to be included in any RCMP updates in the investigation. Because as it is now, she's not entitled to any information whatsoever. So it was out of heartbreak and frustration that she started that process. And there's probably more reasons, but that's what I'm aware of. Absolutely nothing to do with Malaya keeping or losing her third child, which is of no relation to Belinda at all. What shampoo and conditioner? Oh boy. So this is the thing. It's terrible, Jane. I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope everything is going well. But it's expensive, but it's called Moeri. Next time we have a break, I'll go grab one of the bottles to show you so you see exactly what it is. It works amazing, but it is quite expensive. But it's worth it. It does work because my hair was falling out like so bad. I had such thick hair. And then about a year and a half ago, I started using this stuff, and I'll go get the bottle to show you, Jane. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing okay. Yes, I am. And if he knew those chicken grillers were in here, he'd be in here getting us more donuts. Okay. Was it Cody and Wade? Okay. To my knowledge, no, unless Shenanigans is a grandmother. Her current boyfriend has a small son. They were not decepted. Means they were telling the truth. Look at the wording, Maritzka. We're truthful when answering, and then there was a short list, maybe all 4 questions, but it's redacted. The only ones that say passed their test were Wade and Cody. It doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't mean the same thing. Redacted, big black, everything is blacked out. It could be that they passed every question, but the wording is different, and I think words matter. I just think so. Belinda is busy right now, but Shar was right. Right. It's an investigative tool, right? None of it's admissible. It's an investigative tool. That's all. Need it? What's it smell like? It kind of doesn't really have a smell. I don't know. I'll get it. Hey, Hustler, how's it going? Just make sure that you're not so distracted that you neglect your own well-being. That's some serious shit. So I don't even acknowledge the polygraphs in cases. They originally administered polygraphs at RCMP Depot, and they stopped because it doesn't work. No good in court either, right? I agree. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm gonna, whatever. Just for that, I'm gonna start playing Plunder again. I'll be back. We're going to watch this, and then I'll be back.
Friday or Saturday, there was an argument. So that's why I listened so intently to Friday and Saturday. I wanted to hear if it was reported at all to authorities. But then I'm thinking authorities were probably already on the property. I heard a lot of dispatch audio where they're like, we're at the residence or we're near the residence.
Keep our commands on 419. We confirm if there's any dog that's resident over. Yes, there's dog came out there.
But nothing related to this domestic disturbance. Daniel said, quote, my mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it. He doesn't elaborate, and I'm the only one here fighting for them, which is sad. So Daniel is putting himself up as this person who he's still fighting, he's still searching, he's willing to take a polygraph, lie detector test. I mean, they're not allowed in court here in the USA, but I don't know about Canada, maybe not. I still don't know what to think of Daniel.
I've done everything. I've given them all my information. I'm here to find the kids.
You said they're flying in someone to do a polygraph test. Is that on you?
That's not just on me, but on everyone. That's what I asked for. I asked for that so early on, and there's not many places that do it in Canada, so they're flying somebody in.
Why do you think you need to do that? Do you think they don't believe you?
I think their side of the family doesn't believe me, and I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
I could go either way. I'm trying to be really kind of soft on these parents because I know what has happened in the past, like with Shane Carey. In that case in Texas, when his fiance and his baby went missing, everyone thought Shane Carey was a weirdo. We were comparing him to Chris Watts. He gave a strange interview, and I learned my lesson from that case. You can't judge a book by its cover or by its behavior. You never know. So some people, at least one anonymous person came out and defended Daniel, like he would never do anything like this. Some people are giving more side eyes to Malaya. I just don't know. I'm just looking and digging for facts. And what I did find, I found audio of a bunch of hardworking searchers. They spent so many hours with their boots on this rugged ground, and there were a lot of leads that you could hear. It sounded so hopeful, but it led nowhere.
309 command is requesting a photograph be taken and sent to the command phone if possible, if there's cell service. And could you please send the coordinates for those prints? Over. Yeah, I'm actually back at my truck in about 30. I'll be quickly. 309, copy that. We'll see you shortly.
You could almost cry listening to some of this dispatch when their drones would pick up heat. You know, the heat of two figures in the woods. I mean, these guys, some of the audio was in the middle of the night. I was getting stuff from 4 a.m. and, different times it slowed down and maybe people left at midnight. And on May 3rd, there were pieces of cloth found. And someone said those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went with the dog yesterday when the family brought us up there. Searchers, I guess, found some type of cloth and they were going to go check it out immediately and try and figure out what's what. But apparently, it's when another searcher or authority was with the family of Lily and Jack.
Those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went and with the dog yesterday there from the family you brought us up there.
You know how authorities give the dog, like the children's clothing or whatever it is, a scent and like, go. I know they had bloodhounds. I could hear them talking about the bloodhound here. And so I'm not sure if that's the piece of cloth that was being referenced, but nothing came of that apparently. And then there was another point. They got hopeful. Did any of the kids have stickers on their backpacks? Someone found a shiny star sticker over by the bridge. Now, which bridge? I've heard of a bunch of different bridges, something like Seal Island Bridge. I should see how close the bridges are to the residents. Plunder True Crime.
I'll be bad until finding center. This is over here by a break over. Stand by, this over to stick with respect.
So this is about the sticker that was found. I'm sure we've all heard the sticker, but what did you guys make of the cloth that they were talking about? Did we ever figure that out? Did we? I don't remember. That totally slipped my mind. And I just wanted to say really quickly, Maritzka, did I miss this? Thank you. And Dawn for the jewels, thank you twice, 3 times. Thank you so much. Helicopter with all her gifted memberships. And then Pinky. Thank you so much. You guys are so generous. This is crazy. So this for Janie and Vanessa. Real quick sidetrack. Don't come at me. I was asked. So this is what you want. I don't have a conditioner up here. It's downstairs, but I have a replacement for the conditioner up here. This is the stuff. It's Moeri Ultimate Hair Boost. Search it out on TikTok. Okay. But your kit comes with the shampoo, the conditioner. You have the hair mask, and then the spray, the scalp spray. You do that whole thing. And then I opted to get the hair oil as well. And then the heat spray. Very expensive, but worth it. It works. It really, truly does. But you can go to the drugstore and buy this Nioxin stuff as well. Same thing. It's like a tea tree on your scalp, you know, but it works. It smells like mint, but I mean, it's a good replacement for the Moeri if you can't afford it, or if you run out of conditioner like I do all the time. But that was just a sidetrack. If you want to know, you can go backwards, screenshot what I said it was, but go on to TikTok and search it. And just because there's a lot of girls who go through and show you how to use it, show you the results, there's a lot of like fluffy ads and stuff for it, but I'm here to tell you it works. Does it have caffeine in it? I don't think so. I didn't even look, to be honest with you. I don't see that. Biotin and minerals, amino acids, vitamins. I don't think it's got caffeine in it. Certainly doesn't smell like it. Yeah. Biotin gummies. I also use I have hair, skin, and nails gummies. I forget to take them, so I don't know if they work or not. But so that's sidetrack for the day, but it works. It works, Jane. So definitely, if you're having that issue because of treatment, I feel for you. And say what you want. Like, hair for a lot of women matters. It's your femininity. It's important. And when you start to lose it, it sounds vain, but it's not. But you kind of sort of start to feel different about yourself. So I feel for you. I do. Keeps lice away too. This Nioxin stuff. I bet. Like, it is strong. But like I said, I just needed something to replace the conditioner that I ran out of. So, yeah. Let's get back to business, okay? You couldn't see the name? You couldn't see the name? Here, I'll use the box. You probably see it easier. It's Moerie. They have a site. I think it's .com. And they have specials. You know, you sign up, whatever, and you get like 2 for 1 or whatever. Just do your thing. I want shiny young people hair that doesn't involve an arrow with a flat iron. 10 minutes once it dries. And it's not a hot iron, it's a airbrush. So definitely give it a shot, guys. I smear tallow in my locks. I bet you do. Which locks? The ones on your back. Joe, behave yourself. Thanks for being here. Yeah, me too. It's very unpleasant, but it works. Correct. Correct. Hair grows faster than weed you don't want. Must be a fiber. Wow. Yeah, mine used to too. Not anymore. Larry, here you go. Thank you. All right, back to business. Thank you for this commercial break, and I apologize for everybody that doesn't give a shit, but you know what I mean? Like if somebody's going through cancer treatment and they're losing their hair, that to me is an important question to answer. So if you don't like it, some things you just can't. I don't even know if maybe an accent is Canadian. I don't know, but if it's not, I've yet to find a Canadian. It's made in Mexico. We're good. Where is this made? It's probably made in the USA. I'm sorry, I can't. Yes. Newcastle, USA. Don't come at me. I'm sorry. It works. $59 on Amazon. Each bottle or for the kit? Because that's amazing. The bus is always here waiting for Joe. He absolutely does not drive the bus. He cannot be trusted. Okay. Back to business, you guys. All my best to all the people who are suffering with hair loss, because it's tragic. It is. Okay. Let's continue with Plunder, shall we? Joe, behave yourself. No one cares about hair until it starts falling out. Amen. Now, many times I used to bitch about how thick my hair was, and it's still thick, don't get me wrong, but I used to bitch and piss and moan about how thick my hair was. If only I could go back. Hey, Joe Hunter. Good to see you. Hope you're okay. Find a hairdresser and get them to do it for you. Last time, no, I refuse. Because if you tell them you want an inch off and they don't agree with that, they're taking it all off. So I refuse. Boycott hairdressers. Anyways, come on, let's focus. Focus. Plunder True Crime. Here we go. You won't even pluck your grays? I use hair dye. Not even sorry.
Okay, you say you found there? Yeah, it's like a holographic little scanner over.
I know there's a lake nearby. Daniel did talk to the press. I'm grateful he's talking to the press. He talked about allegedly authorities searching bodies of water or something like that. But then the Mounties don't want to confirm anything to the public.
That's the virus CMP in the area that I've seen. They were at Lansdowne Lake, and they told me that they scoured the lake, divers, and sonared the lake, and there's no evidence at all. If they were in this area, would have found them. My family's still searching.
The CTV News report from Friday, May 9th, quotes Daniel as going on to say, and we're never going to give hope. I don't know if he actually said that. We're going to continue to look and probably continue to look for the rest of my life.
Jane, you stop that right now. What problem? I was simply saying if people don't care about hair, then they can go get a drink or take a break because you didn't cause a problem. You brought up a very significant issue that I think everybody needs to take seriously because one day, whether it's from treatment or age, you're going to have the problem too. So I thank you for bringing it up. So thank you very much for those £5. I don't know if you know what the exchange rate is, but that's almost like $10. So thank you, Jane. Let's continue.
That is an interesting quote. I hope we get that video of him too. The rest of him saying that, because those are quite a couple of quotes. I don't know if he meant to say we're never going to give up hope, and that's what he actually said, and it's a misprint. But he's expecting to look for the rest of his life as if he'll never find Lily and Jack. So if they're looking and finding like little stickers, that shows you the detail. And I think this was really late at night, if I'm not mistaken. I have different times on the audio, and I'm like, whoa, they found that so late at night. They're really looking. It was on the bridge. They're looking for real great detail, clues. That's how detailed these searchers are. There was a canine unit, according to the audio, that was tasked to investigate the blanket. Now, we heard about this.
This is Colchester Base calling the canine unit past to investigate the blanket. Do you copy?
Plunder
Over.
True Crime audio.
This is Bravo 3. I was with Kilo Q like 3 seconds ago. He went towards the main road there. We're done at that site. The dog didn't get a crack or anything like that. Bravo 3 sees the blanket. This is command. Can I get an updated position, please? Over.
The dog didn't get a track, and Bravo 3 sees the blanket. Now, this does confirm talk of the blanket. According to the CBC, the children's stepfather, Daniel, said the Mounties showed him shirts, a blanket, and a water bottle found during the search near their Garlock Road home somewhere. And he says none of those items belong to either child. So now we hear that actual audio where they talk about the blanket. And some people are really searching, clues in the photos. And I don't know if it was a pink blanket or not, but someone did see like what could have been a pink blanket behind Jack in the photos. And they're like, what if this was a blanket? What if it really did belong to the children? And what if he's lying about it? But I don't know if that would be true. If the kids really wandered off into the woods and they left a blanket out there, I don't believe he'd lie about, yeah, that's not my kid's blanket. Or even if some people think he is lying and he maybe strewn items around the property or outside the property for searchers to find. Also, he wouldn't lie and say that's not their blanket, because that would defeat the purpose of him allegedly creating, a scenario.
I got one person out and brought her back, and she signed out and sitting into her car. I see the patient that was suffering from heat exhaustion.
We're going to hear about one searcher having heat exhaustion. I mean, wow. Before we spoke of the extreme muscle cramps, I mean, these people were going through it. And this is what I keep thinking about when I'm hearing these beautiful men and women of this very dense rural area taking time out of their days away from their families and staying there well past midnight. Someone was doing an 18-hour shift. I mean, getting food, getting water when they can. I'm like, what if it's all a ruse? What if, and this is just speculation, Lily and Jack never went into the woods? And I always think about this when we see cases that it turns out someone was lying. In the past, we've seen cases where the culprit, pretending to be an innocent parent or whomever, will just send these searchers out to risk their lives, life and limb in this territory, people of all ages. And I was thinking, wow, that would just be so selfish, so uncaring to tell someone, help me, help me. My 4-year-old and 6-year-old must have just wandered in the woods, if they know otherwise. And that's a big if. I'm not saying anyone's lying in this case, but imagine sending out hundreds of people, 150 or more people to traverse these woods, or up in helicopters, and the helicopters are trying to avoid the drones, and they're trying to keep it together. And I'm like, imagine if you knew your children were never coming back, but you've created a ruse and you don't even care, and you send all these people out there to risk their own lives because they believe children are in the woods. Children could still be in the woods. I have no idea, but that's a thought that keeps crossing my mind. According to the Globe and Mail, this mom and stepdad of Lily and Jack have broken up. They are done. It says on Thursday, so this is yesterday, Thursday, May 8th, major crime investigators arrived at the rundown mobile home to speak to Daniel. He's 33. He's described as the stepdad. The person who posted that anonymous post on Facebook is like, he takes more care of the kids than Malaya does. We don't know if that's true. That's what people are coming out and saying. But they were there to get Daniel's electronic devices to help corroborate timelines. I'm actually surprised this was not done like a week ago, but maybe it's different in the United States when they start seeing something a little shady, or even if it's not shady. I mean, just to corroborate what they're saying, two young missing children, mom and stepdad, give me your phones right away. Let me see, were you really up, whatever, charging your phone or taking it off the charger, the Friday morning when you noticed them missing and when you called 911, Malaya. And Daniel, you said before you did all that, you drove around, before 911 is called. So I'm sure they have whatever that timestamp is. I don't know if we'll ever get to hear that call. The actual call, not just dispatch audio when they know, oh, this is the case we have and this is the info I'm getting. I'm talking about Malaya's actual voice, all that stuff. Even in the United States, we might not, depending on the state, we might not have gotten that info right away. 911 calls are not just necessarily public record while the case is still being investigated. Some states are, like Florida. We love Florida. Anyway, they would know the timestamp of whenever Malaya called 911. They'd be able to corroborate Daniel's story when he says, before I believe the call was made, he was driving all around searching culverts and roads or trails or wherever he said he was going. They'd be able to see if he took his phone with him. Hopefully they'd be able to see kind of his movements, something. So they have Daniel's electronic devices. So he said that in a video, like, I'm willing to take a polygraph. They took all my stuff. He's like, I gave them everything. Earlier that day, is this Thursday? Yesterday, I believe, an RCMP helicopter flew overhead scanning the family property. It backs up into that dense forest. So they're talking about why they didn't issue an Amber Alert. They're defending their decision not to issue one. That's one thing Malaya focused on. She wanted an Amber Alert. So everyone would know the kids are missing. And the RCMP is like, it just didn't fit the criteria. But sometimes that happens here too. If there's no description of a vehicle or an abductor, then it's kind of hard to put out an Amber Alert. Of course, an alert can go out, like, this is the description of the missing children. This is what we believe they were wearing, but it's not an Amber Alert. Now, the Mounties also won't talk about Daniel's claim that divers were called in yesterday to search the nearby Lansdowne Lake. They won't confirm whether or not tracking dogs had followed the kids' scent to the end of the family's driveway. Now, we will hear coming up just different little snippets about, is it this? Is it that? It was just so heartbreaking. There was, the drones would pick up the heat of two figures you'll hear coming up. And it's like, I know they obviously didn't find the kids during this audio, but you could hear the searchers getting so hopeful. One heat source just turned out to be two oil drums, maybe sitting by the side of the road or whatever.
Yeah, careful what coordinates we gave you. We invested in some of the two oil drums. We're returning space. Anyway, okay, thank you.
And then another just turned out to be two flamingos that were painted black. So the black, I guess, soaked up some of the heat or some of the heat from the sun. You know how black absorbs heat. That's why I always kind of laugh when I see people, in the sun and they have black umbrellas. And I'm like, you're just turning yourself into a solar lamp. Black absorbs heat. And so those swans or whatever figures were giving off heat, the drone operators thought it could have been the children, if only.
But the team looking at their two figurines flying.
Plunder
True
Crime.
Hey, that's why we must have picked up who can't talk to that. You guys copy what the heat course was. Did you? Affirmative. Hard to believe, isn't there?
But I don't know how much information we will get on this case. That's why I'm digging to find any official info. Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson Alison Gerard said to ensure the integrity of the investigation, no further details will be released at this time. So, will we get another presser today? I don't know. It's 3:15 here now, Eastern time. I haven't seen one. They told us the other day they're pulling back. I think it's more focused now, as we've seen these cases go before, more on that internal investigation, what's going on with the mom and dad. I mean, if you read the crazy rumors out there, and they might end up being true, I don't know. You don't really know who's really a local, who's kind of creating a fan fiction type of post to see how many people will fall for it. But some folks are like, yeah, maybe this happened. It's such a house. Maybe the kids got a hold of some substances. Maybe there was an accident. Maybe they really weren't alive Friday morning. Maybe it was all a ruse. Some people are claiming, oh, the mom knew such and such. And so it is interesting if Daniel did anything and Malia co-signed with it and it's this code of silence, or if Malia did something and Daniel's co-signing with it. It's weird that she's blocked him. Has she turned on him? Has she allegedly told investigators everything? That's what some rumors out there are claiming. And what, just let Daniel keep spinning his wheels? Maybe the investigators want him to keep talking, keep putting out this image, this good guy image, or whether it's real or fake, just keep talking until we find out where Lily and Jack are or what really happened with them. Both of the little ones attend a school called Salt Springs Elementary. It's a small school, about a 20-minute bus ride from their home. It's only servicing less than 90 children. And so this picture was so cool. It should read technically yesterday on May 8th. Bus driver Brian Ward shows where missing children Jack, 4-year-old, and Lily, 6, sat on his bus. They spell Lily with 2 L's. And so I keep searching for the proper way to spell her name. I want to make sure, does it just have 1 L or 2? I've seen it both ways. But to think about the impact of their little schoolmates who, of course, don't understand any of what's happening. There's been counselors brought on board to help the school staff, their schoolmates, and everything. Now, it is interesting to think about the terrain and the setting of this house. There was another post on Facebook, and of course, I take this all as a grain of salt. That's why I like telling you all my sources, whether it's, mainstream media, whether it's the Dispatch audio, whether it's just a Facebook rumor or what, so you can distinguish what I'm saying. But another person on Facebook is like, yeah, there were so many cars in the driveway, and I'm their neighbor, and Thursday night, I think they had this party. So we don't know if they had a party or not on Thursday. But I thought about it when reading the description, this densely wooded section of Garlock Road with no immediate neighbors. So it's not like here you can probably hear a neighbor maybe, doing their lawn, maybe a couple houses down. It's not like your neighbor's right there. The only traffic is usually logging trucks. I can imagine it feels like you're in your own world. You can almost kind of do what you want. Just like that crazy case out of New Mexico. Oh my goodness, I might cover that. There's so much information the docket and I have. But, when people have acres and acres, I feel like sometimes they feel like I'm king and queen of my castle. I can do what I want. I don't know if this family feels that way, but Malaya and Daniel moved into that home about 2 years ago. And now she just left on the weekend with their 16-month-old daughter. She's off to be with her mom, and she hasn't returned. And apparently it's over between them. And she is not on a reservation, allegedly, what I hear. According to the Globe and Mail, Malaya is a member of the Sipaganakik. I've looked it up, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, the First Nation. And she previously told that both kids were diagnosed with autism. They struggled in school. Now, I saw a Facebook post from, I believe she's the children's paternal aunt. I believe she must be sister of Daniel, could be wrong. She's the one who had posted the children were non-verbal. Now, Malaya came out almost to give that interview like a clap back against that. Like she was saying, oh, my kids talk and talk and talk. They'll talk your ear off at the grocery store. I don't know where that disconnect is. Some people are saying maybe it's because a mom can understand her own.
Go back and look at the bus driver's hands. Or are we 2514? So I don't want to. Remember that 2514. All right, let's watch the bus driver's hands, guys.
They spell Lily with 2 L's. And so I keep searching for the proper way to spell her name. I want to make sure, does it just have 1 L or 2? I've seen it both ways. But to think about the impact of their little schoolmates who, of course, don't understand any of what's happening. There's been counselors brought on board to help the school staff, their schoolmates, and everything. Now, it is interesting to think about the terrain and the setting of this house. You know, there was another post on Facebook, and of course, I take this all as a grain of salt. That's why I like telling you all my sources, whether it's, mainstream media, whether it's the Dispatch audio, whether it's just a Facebook rumor or what, so you can just. And so this picture was so cool. It showed.
All right, Vanessa. Are you sure that's not a shadow? I mean, fair. I mean, it does look a little dirty, but I don't know. Okay. Interesting. Close enough.
As a mom can understand her own children. I haven't seen any video yet of Lily and Jack speaking. I don't know. But that's it. Malaya kind of went ghost after that. Whatever day she left that property, broke up with Daniel, and she hasn't given any more interviews. She's gone ghost on social media, which might be a move that investigators are telling her. Maybe they're telling her, don't talk to anybody. Daniel keeps talking to the press, and maybe it's really because, as is everyone here, innocent until proven guilty. Maybe he wants to get it out there like, I've done nothing to my children. They really did go away. Or he's trying to perpetrate a certain narrative. Maybe Malaya is too. We just don't know. But it's weird how Malaya and her family are saying, cops told us don't talk to the press. Daniel's like out there every day talking. Maybe they haven't told him the same thing. I don't know. Malaya's Mi'kmaq community leadership has urged people not to spread rumors, don't add fuel to the rampant speculation about the case circulating online. Lots of luck there. I'm trying not to add any fuel to these rumors. I'm only mentioning the rumors coupled with all the facts we've been.
Okay, so I was just informed that Brian Ward also is a mechanic. He works on cars. So I don't know if you guys have ever known a mechanic, but one of my best friends is a mechanic, and it didn't matter how much he scrubbed his hands. He was always dirty, like dirty. And even Ian, like he can clean up like pretty good, but there's always something left. So just saying. I stuff like that I wouldn't read too much into. I never got any kind of a vibe about Brian. I was more concerned about his brother. And no matter how hard we tried, we couldn't get Paul Ward's release conditions. Rumor had it that he moved out west, but we can't seem to get his parole conditions. So we know that he was in West Edmonton Mall at the water park where there are many, many children. So, I mean, I don't know. RCMP said that they did check it out and he was not in the area on May 2nd, 2025. Who's the brother? Gerald Paul Ward. He's a convicted pedophile. He served time in Nova Scotia and was run out of the community when he was released by the members of the community. They did not want him living in their area. We went over him a few live streams ago. So, but I never did get a bad feeling from Brian Ward. So let's continue. Brian Ward found a missing man years ago. He's hailed a hero. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going.
able to discover here. And unfortunately, this is the way it goes, especially during a tight-lipped investigation. I understand why they have to remain tight-lipped in certain circumstances. You leave a vacuum and people just start creating a narrative. And sometimes it's correct. I mean, thank God for people who can spot oddities. Like in the Chris Watts situation, Letitia Stalk situation, so many situations, even Barry Morphew, even though he has not been rearrested. Thank God the Daily Mail is still keeping up with Suzanne Morphew's case. It's good when the public spots certain oddities and brings more pressure to bear, more attention on the case, and then investigators know, boy, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of focus on this case. We really need to solve it. But then sometimes it goes left, like in the case of Shane Carey, where he was innocent. It was just his weird interview and affect that made everyone suspect him of something. But this is when the Globe and Mail said whoever answered Malaya's phone yesterday said she couldn't talk about the missing children. Malaya's relationship with Daniel has ended. It's not even like we're on a break. It's not even like, we're just separated for now until this whole thing plays out. To me, that's very telling. Is it because Malaya has come to the realization, like some Facebook post, anonymous wrote, he did something. This Facebook post was saying Daniel lied to Malaya. Daniel told Malaya, oh, the kids must have gotten out. So you never know who's just giving a story. So this Facebook post was claiming Daniel lied to Malaya. She believed him at first, but then realized, wait a minute, the kids didn't get out. Is that the truth? And she came to that realization, and then she started accusing him, and then that domestic situation happened, and Daniel's mother kicked them off the property, and Malaya and her child she shares with Daniel. And is that why things have ended in their relationship and she's blocked him? That's one potential theory. That's all we can do is speculate. Or is it like Daniel says, he just doesn't know. He's the only one there looking. He didn't hurt anyone. Who's the harmful one here? And you can't go by a person's seemingly nice personality. People are saying, look, my ex, he acted like, Prince Charming in front of everyone. And this woman said only when she recorded her ex and she had the proof of his abusive nature and she displayed that in court, then all his family and friends were shocked because, they couldn't believe that was him. And perhaps vice versa. It could go the same way with the woman, with Malaya. Who knows? She gave that one interview. She's very soft-spoken, great voice, and people are wondering why wasn't she more upset? The way she started off with what had happened was, and all these different telltale signs people aren't believing. Who knows? A woman could act sweet and just be very sinister. Who knows? Malaya spoke to CTV News that Saturday, and pretty much that was it, just saying she wanted to remain hopeful. She wanted to hold them. She wanted them at home, like in their beds. She didn't want to go through another night like she went through Friday night without them. She may not have intended, but that line totally reminded me of Chris Watts, like focused on himself and how hard it was to have his family gone that first night. So this relationship, I know they've lived there 2 years. I don't know how long they've been together. Malaya is a stay-at-home mom, and Daniel works at the local sawmill, but work has slowed down there recently in recent weeks, and he was not at work on Friday. I'm wondering if that also added to the stress of the situation. With work slowing down, that means your paychecks likely slow down too. I don't know how his pay works there. With his wife being a stay-at-home mom, they have children. I mean, that's got to be a lot of pressure on a person who's like the sole breadwinner. Ugh, there's so much. But Daniel said he willingly handed over his phone. He gave police everything. He said, police have also searched the home and everything I own. Well, I don't know how long it'll take for the Celebrite information to come back and, just to corroborate everything these two are saying. I hope they have Malaya's phone too. I don't know if they have smartwatches, all the data they can gather. But it's not like police will necessarily tell us anything more anytime soon. Sometimes in Canada, like different Canadian cases I've followed, you just have to put on a Google alert with the party's names and hope for an update at some point. Even like a year later, it's like, okay, this is the update. But Daniel says they searched every rock, every root, everything. You do hear these searchers searching a lot. I've been giving them every detail, everything from my bank account statements to all the information that came off my Google Maps. So that's good. He's even asking police, give me a lie detector test. It'll happen in the next few days, it says. So they have to get a polygrapher, I guess, in town. I don't know if that's him just saying, yes, I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. I'm speaking truly already. Hook me up. I'll prove it. Or could it be arrogance or hubris? Just like not saying Daniel is Chris Watts. And I did not mean to compare him to Stephen Stearns in the first video. I only meant it reminded me of the Jennifer Soto Stephen Stearns case in terms of there's a guy being called the stepdad, and when you break down the relationship, you learn, oh, they're not really married. And the woman comes out and calls him her partner, like Malaya called Daniel. It just reminded me of Jennifer Soto in that way. I'm not saying Daniel is a creeper like Stephen Stearns is, a man who's been arrested in Florida for allegedly doing horrible things to his girlfriend's 13-year-old daughter and getting rid of her. But Daniel, maybe like Chris Watts, could be thinking, I can pass a polygraph. Like CBI agent Tammy Lee out of Colorado told Chris Watts, it would be really stupid of you to be sitting in that chair if you actually knew something about where your family is. And he just sat there anyway, because people sometimes they just want to say, hey, give me a polygraph. Like that'll prove my innocence. And maybe it'll come out inconclusive. Maybe it'll come out that he failed. Maybe he'll pass with flying colors. Who knows? Daniel says, I just want to clear it up, not just for the people online making crazy accusations and everything else. So he does want to clear it up for people who are already pegging him as this bad guy who did something to the children when we don't know that as a fact. Daniel's even saying, I asked for that early on, and there's not many places that do that in Canada, so they're flying somebody in. It does say polygraphs are sometimes used in police investigations, but the results are not admissible in Canadian courts because they are unreliable. So there you go, just like in the US. And the RCMP won't tell the Globe and Mail or anybody when they're going to administer this polygraph. So unless Daniel comes out and tells us, and if he tells us the truth, we won't know the results. In the meantime, I have been digging into Malaya a little bit. I only found an old Instagram account from like 10 years ago, and I don't really know how old she is. I'm assuming she's around the same age as Daniel. I really don't know Malaya's age. Perhaps she's in her 20s still, late 20s, maybe she's 30. I don't know if I've found that information yet, but I did dig into her and saw her old Instagram from when she was younger. She loves tattoos. She has one that says something like, mirror dusk till dawn, I that will become one, or something like that. And she said, she loves a tattoo that only she knows. My new tattoo. So happy with it. It says exactly what I want it to. And it's my personal tattoo with a special meaning that only I know what it means to me. The tattoo is just above my knee. So we haven't been able to see that in her interviews. We just don't know. All we know is Daniel keeps talking. He says he's physically exhausted, mentally and emotionally at this point. And what brought it home to me, too, that these are real children, thinking about their schoolmates, the bus driver showing where they sat. And there's even the Globe and Mail posted, art on the wall of the home of the missing siblings. And it says Jack. You could see Jack. And it's like, oh my goodness, that really brings it home. These are real children. Okay, I'm going to play the rest of all this dispatch that I found. And again, I heard nothing about domestic issues. Again, maybe the authorities were right there at the residence already. If something popped off and folks were arguing, I don't know if child services has shown up. People are claiming authorities found substances in the home. None of that has been confirmed by police or anyone official. Who knows what happens? And if it's a domestic in terms of involving children, like if child services showed up and told Malia to leave with her child or leave or you'll get your child taken from you, we don't know if this is true. These are only rumors. If that's why she left or because of other reasons, did she come to a realization about Daniel or not? We don't know until authorities tell us. So just listen to the rest of the dispatch, just the interesting parts I was able to pull out from Friday and Saturday that I had not included in my previous video, and we will just have to wait for official word and hopefully they can find something of Lily and Jack. It seems odd with so many searchers out there, if the two children really had, wandered into the woods, you'd think some evidence of their presence would be found. I mean, we're going to hear about, oh yeah, I see boot prints, I see a clear footprint. You'll hear about child-sized boot prints, on or near the pipeline. It's hard to tell how fresh they are from the rain. The rain hampered their efforts. It was throwing off the drone's heat sensing device. But in the end, you'll hear them talking about Cumberland Road, no indications from the dogs, no prints, nothing. Helicopters being grounded for weather. There's one warning of a mine shaft, and I'm like, oh no, are there mine shafts out there? So that's one thing where, heaven forbid, but if these two children really did wander off on their own, and you think about them potentially falling down a mine shaft, maybe not a lot of evidence would be there then, because people are thinking, pull-ups, if it's all full and it'll start to disintegrate, you would see evidence of like Jack's little pull-up around the place. So the precipitation impacts the search. And we saw one time Daniel, getting interviewed in the rain. They're finding stuff that's hot or warm, that's moving, but it's probably just an animal, or it was those black figurines. They were getting excited when it's like, oh, there's 2 heat signatures by the road, or that turned out to be 2 oil drums. And the other 2 heat signatures by the water source, they were like, oh, maybe it's, small object. They're sitting there by the water. You can hear them getting their hopes up, and that turns into the 2 figurines of the black swans. So I'll let you listen to all of this coming up. We'll just pray for Jack and Lily continually. Deuteronomy 10:17. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. So I love that. God doesn't accept bribes. No one can pay him off to stay quiet, or, the truth hopefully will eventually come out. I pray we get answers soon. And Jesus, I pray it's not one of those cases like Summer Wells. Summer Wells, it's gone on for so long. Shady parents, I'm just going to say it, professing their innocence. And I just hate not having answers. I'm sure they hate not having answers, or the people who don't know what they don't know, not having answers. It's just heartbreaking. You just don't want someone to remain missing for so long. Anyway, thanks for watching all this. Watch all the Dispatch coming up. Take care. We're going to keep on this case. And of course, watch Dateline NBC tonight. If I get this up tonight, Friday.
So that's the end of her, like, she basically went through most of the dispatch points in that 38 minutes that we just went through, that took us like 2 hours to do. But there is still, I don't know, like an hour, I guess 40 minutes left. We'll keep going with it, but this is strictly just the dispatch audio. I've got the closed captioning turned on just in case we can't understand it. If you guys don't think that there's a point in listening to it, because she did kind of go through most of it from what I could tell. But I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll give you a minute to let me know in chat if you want to keep going with this particular one. There is another one that goes into a little bit more about the disagreement, but then the third, I believe, more of the third. But then she also has the fourth and the fifth too, I think. But I'll have to find that for a different day. We're already past 2 hours. So you guys let me know. And for now, I'm just going to hit chat for a bit. You guys have been having your own little helicopter. You're a Sagittarius, as is Ian. Don't even get me started on Sagittarius. And Vanessa Gaspe, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Helicopter again. Thank you. Oh, Cindy B got that. Make sure you pay it forward, Cindy B. JJ, good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you for the gold coin. I appreciate that. And another one. Thank you so much, Silver Star. Appreciate that so much. I agree. She sure does. Just one sec. Plunder does have a photo of Jesus on her videos. Yeah, absolutely. She's very religious lady. Yes. And I mean, if it's okay with you guys, I plan on going through them all. It's a way, like I said, it's fascinating to go back to this one weekend. This is based on what we knew at that particular time. She doesn't, obviously she's very experienced with YouTube and the true crime community, and she knows what it's like, people making posts just to post to see if it'll catch on. She's very aware of the shit and the bullshit that happens in these cases, and she steers away from it. She sticks to what we know, and sometimes she'll put in her own opinions and speculation, but I don't think I've ever seen her be disrespectful. And so I think that listening to it is a good way to keep this conversation going in a respectful way, as long as we can stay focused on what's being said. The big thing for me is the words that the dispatchers are saying, like the audio is saying. And everybody keeps saying that if we go to the beginning and go back through everything, the answers might be in there somewhere. What better way than hear it right from the actual people who were there, boots on the ground doing it, and not months down the road after searches and after all of the information and all of the opinions and everything started polluting our brains and our minds. This is real time as it was happening. I think it's important. I hope you do too. Leanne, you're Sagittarius. I'm going to tell Ian, you guys have a Sag group here. Scare the shit out of me, all you guys. Sinister, thank you for that. If you got that gifted membership from Sinister, please make sure you say thank you. You probably already have, and pay it forward somewhere, somehow. Here comes Mr. Man again. Just waiting. He's making his way over here. It's a big stretch. Hello. Are you ready to talk? Come here. Do you see your little grillers? What do you want? Do you want a treat or do you want to go outside? Last time he said he wanted to go outside, so I put you guys on that video. I gave him his treat and he wouldn't go outside. So you know. Just a minute. Please hold. Commercial break. Sit down. Sit down. Good boy. He's such a sweetie. Happy? Everybody got to see. Click the like and share for Harley, guys. I'm just kidding. Okay. Tamkins, good to see you. I'm going down to the bottom. Bree, Daniel, Joe. Somebody, if it's that hot and wherever Joe is, roll down the windows. I have a feeling he's going to be in there for the rest of the night. Okay. I'm going to hit play on this here Plunder. I'm going to go see if Harley finally wants outside. Yes, Harley is adorable. He's my life partner because Ian can't seem to say no to work. So whatever. It is what it is. Yes. Is there any Taurus in the house? Or am I the only Taurine here? Do we have Taurine in the house? Ori, where are you? You're a Sagittarius too? Why doesn't that surprise me? Daughter's a Virgo. My daughter's a Virgo, and I also have a Capricorn daughter. Oh, he's laying down. You're a Taurus? Of course you are, Catter. Ooh. See? Here we go. We have our own group. That's it. Get in the bus. That's obscene. That's obscene. Anyways, I have to go number one. So I'm going to keep playing this. If, there's only like, 30-ish minutes left. Daleen, stay weird, okay? Just stay weird. It fits. Okay. I do have to go to the washroom. Joe forgot his helmet today. I don't care. He will be going in the bus relatively soon. Okay, here we go. Oh, shoot. Before I forget, I think I saw something. Hang on. Hang on. One sec. Julie wishes. I don't think that I hit this yet. Thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate that. It means a lot. And also, was that for me? I wear a ball cap sometimes. And I think I got everything else. Bobby, Joe, I think this just happened. Thank you for that. Anyway, okay. Now I'm going to play. Hopefully you didn't take offense to that, Daleen. Stay weird. I mean, stay weird. You know, fits. Okay. Here we go. There's a 6-hour or something Plunder video. Does she put like all of the dispatch audio in there? Because I'm not doing that. That's a Sunny thing. That's not my thing. Waiting for the where Charmaine lives. It's rare to hear ambulances. If there was an ambulance siren up here, it would likely be for me. I'm the only human being up here. Okay, here we go. I feel like Disney. Here we go. Or no, who is that? Oh, that's the Joker. My bad. Keep it moving.
Idaho 4 case. So many cases I need to get going on. Thank you for watching and take care.
This is Colchester Base calling the K9 unit past to investigate the blanket. Do you copy?
Plunder
Over.
True Crime audio.
This is Bravo 3. I was with Kilo Q like 3 seconds ago. He went towards the main road there. We're done at that site. The dog didn't get a crack or anything like that. Bravo 3 sees the blanket. This is command. Can I get an updated position, please? Over. Yeah, Chris, no. Yeah, Crystal, it's Scott here. Thanks. It's starting to rain here pretty bad. I'm not sure how good the drone will be. 10-4. Do you know if it's supposed to rain all night? Because we can just keep it at 1 for now, and if it clears up, call out more. Or if you want them just on standby. Let me just check on that. That's right to know it from Anderson. Yeah, it looks like it's just chance of rain through the night, so we'll keep 1, and if we need a second, we can call them in. 10-4, thank you. Future Command 419. Can you confirm if there's any dogs at the residence? Over. Yes, there's a dog team out there. He won't to, like I say, I'm trying to figure out exactly where they are. They said something about where they sent out or whatever. When I talked to T112, can you copy it on your RTT about the subject house there? Did you copy it that time? But somewhere around the house, if I can find that, I'll have that one. See if there's orange kicking around. Yeah, I'd like to give you coordinates. We found something hot that was moving. We can't pick it up again. Probably an animal, but we want to call it in. Okay, we're ready to copy. Go ahead. Yep, it's 45, decimal 43, 03, each 3 by negative 62, decimal each 1, 7, each 4, 9. Yeah, we'd like to give you a coordinate to investigate if you are ready to copy. Okay, go ahead. So for contact, it's
Plunder
2
True
key
Crime
signatures
audio.
close together by a road. Coordinate is 45, decimal 427, 661. by negative 52 decimal heat 25700. Affirmative, that's good copy. The point would have you right by a road, or looks like two officers. Okay, what's there? I'm just confirming that when you map it, that's where you should be. Yeah, cancel the last coordinates we gave you. We investigate and determine the route. Two oil drums will return to space. Anyway, okay, thank you. Halifax, man, copy element drone team. I got a point of interest for you. Two heat signatures by the water source. The coordinates. Okay, go ahead. 45.4295505 north. Second, that's going to be 62.81602.8 west. Was that just a point of interest, or what three things? I've got two heat signatures. One appears like it could be small object fitting. Just two heat signatures and close together near the water. Roger. Now we'll have somebody take a look. Okay, there's two heat sources at that point, and you need to go check it out. Team 203, what you're looking for, Team Zone picked up two heat sources at that point. Copy that, command. He's just inserting the numbers in the GPS. Roger, like I said, the place we're trying to say is right at the end of the road. You know, where we park the vehicle. Just keep going down the road right to the end there. Yeah, just gonna go down the long driveway here. That's actually where the R path is standing. So that's keeping with the coordinates, I think. Yeah, okay. Like I say, we're going to send two teams there. Was it you that found the two heat sources? Negative. That was Elma. Can you go back to the spot that you're seeing the two heat sources there and check it over again there, please? And for we will return to full location. Thank you, Duncan. What's your location now? All right, the A1 drone there. The team are finding a duck there in the water. We are directly overhead. Your most west member should be looking at the two heat signatures, whatever it is. Directly to your right, you just walk past it. Ground crew, Elma drone team, I am directly overhead of the heat signature. I'm about as low as I can get safely. The drone is directly over the team. So what are you seeing? Just look at the heat signature on the drone. Affirmative. It is directly.
Yes, this part coming up. And anybody that knows about heat signatures and such, I want you to really pay attention, because when it's done, I have questions. So let's listen, and if I have to replay it, I will, but you're probably going to have to read it because of the whatever, okay?
The stream and the water. You have a member within 5 feet of it. Currently walking away from it. Turn around 180 and walk forward. Continue forward. Bank left. You're directly over both heat sources. I'm going to assume it's nothing. No, it's the heat source is not seeing anything. Yeah, some ports are directly over it, so it must be something holding heat. Roger, copy that. We'll be deviating back to where, like that. Roger, copy that. Our drone's not on the air anymore. They're back here. No more. Yeah, Alma. But your team looking at there's two figurines flying right there. Eight o'clock, and they must have picked up heat. 10-4, we copy. Thank you. Okay, Alma.
So Nobody spoke up in chat that they're aware of this thermal imaging. But is it possible for a heat signature to still be there if the children had moved on from that spot? Like if they spent any amount of time there playing with those figurines or whatever they were. I know that black attracts heat, and if they're the plastic flamingo things that I'm thinking of that were painted black, those things, that plastic heats up and it takes a long time for them to cool down. But I'm wondering if it's possible, if the kids wondered, and did they dig? I don't know, Maritzka. I don't know if they did. I don't know. I'm gonna watch chat. Thank you, Cindy B, for the membership. Whoever got that, please thank Cindy and pay it forward. I'm gonna keep going here.
The thing moved the two figurines up to the lawn. I'm over them again. 7 and I'm returning to date. Yeah, copy that. You guys copy what the heat source was, did you? Affirmative. Hard to believe, isn't it? We have finished the grid that Cold After Command had given us earlier. We are going to be landing due to the weather. Playing with our infrared now, we're not very effective. So we are going to land for the night. We are going to make our way down to you and drop this micro SD card with you guys. Okay, whether
You okay, Bonnie Garrett? What's going on? You stroking out?
or finished for the night. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Jesus, man, Jesus, we just brought the dog down for a quick recce of the area where those heat signatures were. He's indicating rat on the river. We're just wondering if we're in the same area. That was third. Pretty dark enough, I couldn't quite make out that. So I don't think we got a team in there anymore. Jesus, man, team 119. And I just, the dog's indicating where we're at on the river here, and we're just curious if this is the same area that we just had with the heat signature. We'll be picking up on the team that was just here, and that would make sense forward. Copying that, K9? All right, okay.
So that canine was barking pretty good there. I wonder, I'm just spitballing here. I wonder, is that like a signal for the dog? And if that's the case, it would have had picked up on something if it was barking to, oh, it was your keyboard? Good. Just checking, just making sure you're good. But it was right beside the river. So my question is, where exactly was that? Did we hear any coordinates in that? Because I could try to pull up on the map, but to figure out the flow of the water. Because if you remember, I think it was later on in the fall, or was it this last spring? Can't remember, but they had major, like the flow of the water was like, I remember seeing videos and TikToks, and I believe places were even flooding. Let me dig through chat here for a second. Heat source and nothing there, I think. Checked for children hiding, but were they swabbed or sprayed? Yeah, Morse code. They were calling out their names also, wasn't they? From my understanding, they were. They should have dug up that ground. Man, Maritzka, I remember Ninchi went back. This is a few months ago. She went back and she rediscovered that portion of the audio, and a lot of us talked about it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we came to the conclusion that they did not dig it up. I think first guy was drone operator who saw heat signals. Then searchers went to the area and he could see them right over the area in question. Helicopter didn't bother to look after it heard that. That's troubling. So when we use them for dogs, everything throws different colors, like rocks, dry ground versus damp ground, higher and lower ground. If it's alive, it's like bright yellow on ours. Okay, interesting. Jane, thank you for your generosity again, and I hope you're well and get the shampoo and conditioner. It'll help. I believe they had said this was a difficult spot to get to. When there's 2 children's lives hanging in the balance, I think that, I don't know, I would assume they put the effort in to get there. Too many vehicles involved, in my opinion, of course. I mean, during the search or on the property. And the dog was hitting on the north side of the pond. Previous searchers were on the south side. Could it be an animal under and possibly moving around? They should have dug. Yeah. I think they should have dug. And I also think, I'm pretty sure it was Daniel that said that there was a beaver, maybe a black bear, some other animal that was also picked up, but identified. Coordinates were given. Okay, well, tonight I'll go back and I'll write down the coordinates so we can look. I'll try my best to do a map time. Was that the river or the lake? I thought this was the river. Especially with the flow, right? Do you guys remember seeing those videos of flooding in that area? If they had fallen in and that happened, they could have been so far away. I'm pretty sure this was private property the swans were on. The owners moved the statue things that day. Oh. Right there by where heat signs were, Shar. I don't know what. I'm behind, I don't know. The drone would have seen it moving. A beaver and a coyote were picked up, thank you. Hey, Tom. I remember that video. The dog was on the other side of the water barking like mad. Does anybody know if they went over and checked where the dogs were barking, where the dog was barking? But I'm pretty sure, safe to say, that they didn't use Jack and Lily's scent. Right? Pretty sure. Water, water, water. And in my opinion, I think near Gaglock Falls, but just my opinion. Who knows anymore? I'm stressed with this case as long as a long-tailed cat in a nursing home full of rocking chairs. Same. And remember, they said there was satellite that seen 2 heat spots. Isn't that where they were just heading to? Flash flood here, but that was 2023. No, this was, I remember this, and I can't remember if it was spring this year or fall last year. I think it would have been spring this year because of all the snowfall. But like the rivers were raging. And I remember even mentioning it to Kent, like just thinking like, holy shit, was this area searched last year? I don't know. Yeah, I remember private property and black swans on rocks, I thought. I would still dig there by the swans, the area the dogs bark, both areas. Why did they place them there? It's odd. The man with the dog radioed to dispatch asking what side other searchers were on because his dog was hitting. It's in the dispatch. We just heard that, didn't we? Pretty sure. Heat spots and 2 animal spotting are 2 different things, yeah. It was low flow at the time. Yeah, but do you remember, Mike? And I wish I could remember. when it was. I'll have to reach out to Kent because I remember asking him about it. But there was some kind of flooding, and I asked if it was nearby, and he said, pretty sure he said, yeah. I have to double check. But yes, I think so. But they checked those spots and said it must have been 2 animals. They must have laid there. Welcome back, Bonza. I can't remember who gifted you a membership. Helicopter Grandma and Sinister and Cindy B and whoever else. Been so generous today. The spring flooded. Thank you. What are all the possibilities that the Dollarama video wasn't shown to the public to help find Jack and Lily? You know what? That is a point of contention for me. And just if you put yourself into Daniel's shoes, Malaya's shoes, and you're innocent of this, and the RCMP won't show you that video to see what the children were last wearing because Malaya put them to bed in the clothes that they were wearing the day before. I just assume that Malaya would know if the kids got different clothes on that morning because kids aren't going to, I would think they're not going to take their clothes and fold them up and put them somewhere that mom wouldn't notice right away. You know what I mean? They would be on the floor. But just to make sure that what they had on, what is being reported that they had on, that the public is looking for that they last had on, is in fact what they had on. I would want to see that video. And I think that I would make a stink about not being able to see it because I'm a witness. Like Daniel said, the reason why they won't tell him is he's a witness. I think it's odd. I really do. Oh, he's around. He hangs out and hidden in the fog most of the time. Once in a while, he'll pop his head in here and say something and then leave. He likes coming here and dropping these cryptic bombs and then leaving. I thought the barking dog was at the river, Lynn, but I could be wrong. I thought it was at the river too. Not this barking dog. He saw a squirrel. Can't get the Dollarama out of my mind after hearing it was a dollar store employee that helped break the Cider's 16 kids case. Just a weird parallel to think about. There was some weather of flooding in December. Yeah, okay. Police will not say. It makes sense to me. Yeah. What if the Dollarama video was on Wednesday, not Thursday? It wouldn't even... Oh, no. It was in the court docs. Harley. I would think the witness would be asked to confirm things like, is this you? Can you confirm who is with you in the video? Can you confirm whose vehicle you were in, etc.? Yeah. Where's Harley? He was on the deck. He won't go outside. I think he will now because he wants to go bark at something. But he wouldn't go outside, so I opened the door to the deck, and I think you guys have seen the deck. It's massive. It's a wrap around this entire monstrosity of a house. So he hangs out there, but when he has to go chase something, he wants out. So probably have to go see if he'll do that. And so let's, what do we got here? Almost done. He doesn't hear something. A butterfly probably got too close to him, Marie. Don't even worry about it. I'll put him out. Okay, let's continue.
You're back on the highway, right? On the road?
Yeah, K9, they're back up on the road, on the, Logram Town Road, whatever. They're back on the road. The other team that was up there. Copy that, K9. That's the team that was up there at the last coordinates, looking for the heat spot there. They're back on the road. T-Third Command, T-Third Team. We see their headlamps as they were taking off. Just wanted to make sure that they were on the opposite side of the river. You're copying that. You're on the south side of the river, not the north side. That K9 now. They're on the south side of the river. That K9. They stay on the south side of the river. They can go the other side. T-Third Command, T-Third K9, do a quick battery change on the radio. Copy that. We're on the opposite side of the river, so if it's like the other team that the dog is indicating on over. As far as I know, there's nobody up there besides that team when they're on the south side. And they remember seeing your headlights too, so they seen you guys. Did any of the kids have pictures on their clothing or back over? Repeat that again. Do you know if any of the kids had like stickers on their backpack? We got a little tiny star sticker over here by the bridge over. Stand by, that's how much it is. Stickers with strawberries, you say you found a star? Yeah, it's like a holographic little star over. Okay, what team is it? Task 121. Roger, okay, copy that. I don't have the other one exactly where you are. Give us a GPS reading where you are. We are two. Okay. Oh, you're breaking up real bad. We're only getting about every 2 or 3 seconds. We're getting up. I say again. More than 4 o'clock. You're breaking up so bad. We're not picking up hardly anything. Okay, let's try again then. Okay, we are 0, 5, 1, 4, 8, 6, 8, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 5. Over. Okay, perfect. After that time, 0, 5, 1, 4, 8, 6, 8, 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 5. Say again. Second line. 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 1, 5. Okay, the last one was 5, 0, 3, 0, 8, 1, 5. Okay, copy that now. We're on a wooden bridge. Over. It's right there to your right or to your left, right? No, anything. Too strong. You stop and just walk to your left a bit. Yeah, just keep going straight. It's up that way. What I have my foot on is a rim and it's higher. To your left more if you can. The structure that looks like it's square on the thing is in front of you now by about 6 to 10 feet. Looks like a very stone foundation. Yeah, stone foundation. That'll be more rough. And with the started large one around. Going, keep going, keep going. Staff Sergeant White, 355, you copy? The update piece of information that came in for the file. Just ask him to key up whenever he's available. Local 6, go ahead. Somebody from OPC was looking for me. 10-4, there was an update to the file, just a piece of information in regards to pieces of clothing found near 1267 Millbrook Road in New Gairloch. We've made a file and passed that to the local detachment. 10-4, it'll still be picked though. You just want like a D115 file made? Yeah, 10-4, create a file. They can be linked to the other file of the local detachment, just dispatch them regular call. 10-4, it's going to be the same detachment, but I will do that. 10-4. 48 Echo 5, 355. She's just stepped out at the moment there. Is there anything I can help you with for the time being? There's supposed to be a relief in Park Commander. I'm rolling into hour 18 on trip. I'm hoping that was going to pan out sometime soon. I think I called maybe 5 or 6 hours ago about this. 10-4. I'll give her a call on her cell there and just ask her to touch base with you. In the meantime, I've got an update there regarding the search that just came in. Can I go over the air with that for you or drop it down to your unit? The computer drop it too, so go over there. Okay. Constable Boyle with Westville Police. Apparently, Steve Sardi called them and advised he was at the Tim Hortons in Westville and sees a male from Shetty Camp who was making lewd comments. Some children came into Tim Hortons, 8 to 14 years old. Apparently, he's talking very explicitly. Officers of Westville had interactions with this SOC Corey LeBron yesterday as well. If you prefer, I can email these to you as well, or whatever the easiest way to give you these updates is going to be. Are they updates for the search, or is it a file that needs to be investigated? No, anything I'm coming to you with is going to be as pertaining to the search. Maybe just update. Can you send me an email? I don't have a terminal or anything. Can you send me an email about it? 10-4, will do. Station 2 RPAC team will be taking off and pulling a grid over the house, maintaining 260 altitude, or repeat 260 altitude. 10-4, got that added in as well. Are you on your way to Gairloch Road there? Where is that? Yeah, it's going to be 1407 Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. I'm going to drop the file there down to you. And you're on mutual aid 6, which is great. Just 1 second while I drop that down to you. 1407, correct? 10-4, you got it. I've dropped a copy of the file down to you there. 10-4, I don't have a workstation, but it will be attached to me there. 10-4. This command, this is 02, do you copy? This is the command, go ahead. Over. We're up just past the location. A lady dropped by and said she found a pink shirt and a blue shirt on the side of the road. Do you want coordinates so that you can see if you already have them from your team? Don't see tag and take near it, but I can give you the coordinates and I'll take a picture for you. Okay. 20 T 0512724 5030565. Can you read that back? Prepare to command read back. 512724 5030565. Over. That is affirmative. That is correct. There's 3 pieces total. 2 plus off card is a purple item. But, we'll stay here and secure it. You can check. I don't know if we have a dog man nearby. And again, it may have been phoned in.
No, right away. And do you have command number to send picture to?
I have no cell coverage. Are they on a different user?
No, the odd picture's getting through. But that's fine. As long as you have it, we'll probably end up sending.
Yeah, your last part was broken. We are up on that road now. We're going to stay at this location until my suggestion is dogs or trackers on it.
Copy that. Stand by.
Cold Sector Command. Copy. Kilo 6 on the air. Any of the kilo units at the command post copy that last transmission? Yeah, Rager, Kilo 5 here. We copied it. We're not too far off our task here. Just trying to get some more details about it. Cold Sector Command, but do you copy? Great, am I going through? 10-4, but you got the 5x5. Whoever was asking for a dog, do you copy? 02. Yeah. Go ahead. Are you looking for a dog to go into a specific area for something you found? That is correct. Do you know where the helicopter lands? Copy that. Take a right at that intersection, come down probably 400 or 500 meters, and you'll see a gray hair, light hair with a vehicle with lights on. Copy that. Give it a few there to get back to our truck, and we'll head that way. Copy that. Push me. You copy. Go ahead. Before you start accepting tasks from everybody there, just come back to the command post, get your task from them, and then proceed. Yeah, well, I guess I'll see on this task then. That's the case. I just thought they were requesting a dog to head out there. Yeah. I'm free right now, so I can deal with that. We'll just let Sarah go through the chain of command here, and then if you need a dog, I'll go. Sarah from RTMV, yeah. Sarah, go ahead. Just hear the command post. What do you need a K9 for there? I didn't request a K9. What I did is just put in a waypoint, basically, back to you guys. The photos are on their way back. All we're doing is standing here, securing the site. 10-4. Yeah, don't break off your task for that. What they were reporting there was dealt with yesterday already. I'm going to go talk to the Casera guys right now. Yeah, I'm back on. 02 from Daniel. Yeah, go ahead. Those pieces of cloth, that's what you and I went and with the dog yesterday there on the family promise up there. Okay, are you there with the Casera guys right now? I just want to let them know that we cleared that area already. We're good. Yeah, I'm here with them, and we should probably just flag it. I don't have any flagging tape or anything, so just what doesn't need call them again. How about I'll find some flagging tape for you, and I'll bring it up. I'm on my way. Yeah, well, if you're coming this way with flagging tape, just bring me a Sharpie so that we can mark on it. Kilo 2 from Daniel. Yeah, go ahead. Are you coming to just past where we searched yesterday there near the pipeline? Is my net there with you, or I thought I was meeting them up at the command post? Well, I was informed to come and go to that spot that you had found there. I'm just not quite sure where that is, so if you could send me in the right direction at least. Yeah, I've got the GPS coordinates. I'm gonna meet up with IDEN here. Let me get to the command post so I get cell phone coverage, and then maybe I can text you the exact spot. Identified at all? Okay. No, it's pretty close to a kilometer up that giant hill. You're not gonna find them unless you know exactly kind of where they're at.
So I wanted to play this out, but I don't want it to get too far away. There's a couple things in chat that I want to discuss. First being the plate. I've already talked about the plate thing, and there was a huge disagreement in the chat because everybody's saying temporary plates, you don't have to put them on, blah, 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 blah. But I've come to find out that's not true, okay? She got the vehicle in April. She had temporary registration or plates or whatever when she got the vehicle, and she was perfectly legal, absolutely. On Wednesday, she went to the DMV to get a plate, and it still was not on the vehicle come Saturday. So that is facts. That is facts. We have it on the national news The officer doing an interview standing right at the back of her vehicle. There is no plate there. And if you look in the court documents, you don't have to take my word for it. If you look in the court documents, Malaya's statement and Daniel's statement said that she went to the DMV on Wednesday. She took Meadow. She went to the DMV to get a plate. So, and then the second thing was somebody was asking about these items, if it was what day if it was still the 2nd, and I saw Daleen said it's still the day of. I don't think so, Daleen. I thought so, but then he said when they were talking about bringing a dog out there or whatever, somebody else came on and clarified that no, we already brought a dog out there yesterday, so I suspect this is Saturday now, right? Yeah, ground search and rescue did have the car towed. It was in the way. But it also makes me wonder, where was the plate? Number one, did Malaya get the plate? And is that the reason why it couldn't be driven out of there? Because there were so many police officers around, she couldn't very well get in a car and drive it without a plate. But did the temporary tag expire? Like, I don't know. But you're right, Maritzka, the RCMP would most definitely know. So let's play this out. And just so you know, I do have the name of that pedo written down. I will be doing a search on him, and also the coordinates that are being read out for next time when we skip to Plunder's next video. When we start the live stream, we'll look into this guy who was making those lewd comments to the children at Tim Hortons. And we'll also try our best to figure out where those coordinates are that were mentioned in this search. But for now, the car was towed out of there because Daniel wouldn't give the keys to the family members. That's not true, that's not true. If that was true, he would have gone into the vehicle and got his wallet and everything else out of it, and he didn't. So, no. I would say no. Okay, so let's finish this out, and I'll look through chat one last time before we end it. 3 hours and 1 minute. Harley is starting to pant like he's going to eat my ankle if I don't feed him soon, but this doesn't have very long to go. 10 minutes, 9 minutes. So let's do this.
I got one person out and brought her back, and she signed out and taking her to her car. The patient that was suffering from the heat exhaustion. Yes, I believe so. That's what she told me. Okay, so for next time, she could have taken basically checked out. It's not someone to take very lightly. But anyway, make sure you hydrate, get lots of fluids into it. I'll have it higher now, so that works. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna wait here at the command post for ident, and then we're gonna go to where you're at once they get here. Alright, I received instructions to go place something over it and just keep that thing protected, but if they're not gonna be too long, then it might not be necessary. Yeah, like I said, I've got the GPS coordinates, but I'll have to show you exactly where it was, so we might as well just hang out on the road and we'll be there when we get. All units on Mutual 6 from 355, be aware, an alert will be going out shortly regarding the missing children. The Sergeant Weed from 355. Go ahead. We just got information from a party who doesn't want to leave their name or phone number. They thought they possibly had a sighting of the child. It was 20 minutes ago, and it was over on Coldstream in Colchester County. Do you want me to air the rest of the details? No, can you create a file and have Colchester detachment with that, please? Yeah, we're doing that now as well. Colchester Command, members of the family are coming up to the RCMP shortly. Halifax State, Jeep Parsons over. Go ahead, Lee. Yeah, completed a search of the property. Nothing seen from kids' bikes here, but members are still interviewing the person, so I'm not sure if you can get any other direction for us at this point. Over. Oh, negative. They can return. Copy that. Returning the base. Halifax and rescue 2. Over. Lee? We walk up the gas pipeline failure, and there's definitely some
Plunder True Crime audio.
in the night here that are still visible. They're a bit eroded from heavy rain, but they're still visible. So, not sure if you'd like us to continue on up the trail or if you'd like to over. Hang on, I'll let you talk. Let Greg tell you what he wants. Yeah, Lee, the gentleman that was here said that he broke some branches that he left out over the trail. So if you see those, that'd be great. But if you can send us coordinates or record coordinates of the footprint, as you feeling up to it, I definitely recommend seeing if you can find anywhere track tracks where it goes off. And you know, if you guys want to keep walking it until you don't find tracks anymore, that's good. But just log them. Over. Yeah, I've marked one set up on top of the hill with a stick and just a green night valve row. That's I could go back and even get some flags and something like that. I would keep that. That's definitely cloud skies and it's hard to tell how fast they are with the different from last night. Yeah, and Tommy, when you take photos of them, do you have anything to do, anything of reference for a scale, a ruler, your hand, or something, an iPhone, etc.? Over. Yeah, I've got my notebook, which is 6 inches, so it'll give you the reference. Copy that. Don't you find any more clues? Over. And let's do 2. Over. Yeah, I think we'll return to base. I think we're probably talking kilometers to get to that trail intersection that Buddy had referenced. So I don't think it's something Don and I are located to do tonight. Over. Okay. Yeah, great report. Thank you. We'll return to base. Over. I made my way back to your truck through the back trails and stuff there. Did you keep heading south on foot? Yeah, 10-4. We're on the way back now. So, what you're on now is called Cumberland Road, and that meets up to the spot we're going to search. We walked it. No indication from the dogs. No prints.
True Crime
Nothing.
audio.
All right, I'll just wait for you at your truck then. Yeah, sounds good, buddy. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Not even. Command post from Bathweed. Go ahead, guys. Empire CP just phoned me. You're seeing on our helicopter is grounded for weather. They'll update when it's available. Yeah, copy that. That's correct. Yeah. Just wonder if you can give me, I don't know if you have cell reception there, but you can give me a phone call. It's just Corporal Light from the watch supervisor today. I just have a public tip there that I was going to pass along in relation to a possible mine shaft in that area. I'm not sure if you're aware. Having clear, who's calling? Dear CMP, please dog. I'm on task 309. We do have some clear footprints.
Plunder True Crime
Probably 3/4 of the way up the gas line. I want to give you guys that update right now. Fine. Yeah, 10-4. Where my task is, about 3/4 of the way, my final waypoint. There are clear footprints heading. When I got to my waypoint, there was nothing past that I could observe. 309, I'll relay to command. Please stand by. Oh. 309, this is Constructive Command. Do you copy? Over. Yeah, go ahead.
309, command is requesting a photograph be taken and sent to the command phone if possible, if there's self-service. And could you please send the coordinates for those prints? Over.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be back in my truck in about 30. I'll be quickly.
309, copy that. We'll see you shortly.
Alma, drop in Halifax, run team over. Go ahead, Halifax. Are you guys still doing quite all? Negative. We are packing up and we are going to call it for the night. The precipitation seems to be affecting our temporary capabilities. So we're gonna come back up in the morning. Okay, copy that. Drive home. Well, back. 10-4. Thanks, Alpha. You guys have a good night. Stage 2 are passing. We are back on the ground and have completed that mission.
One could just speak our honest feelings, even on here. I mean,
This is our next Plunder video for next time. I'm gonna hit chat.
you know, we can't necessarily say what we're really thinking because we don't want to blame.
Oh, where have I heard that before? I'm just kidding. So I'm going to hit chat for a few minutes and tell you what I know about some of the questions you guys have. And maybe I'll continue taking some notes. My page is full. I'm going to flip my page, take some notes if there's anything I need to look into. Harley gave up. He's withering away down here. Still staring at me. He's still in warning mode. He's not barking yet. Where the heck is my mouse? Forgive me momentarily. There we go. Here we go. Let's do this instead. Up here. Now he's playing dead. He's trying to make me feel bad for him. All right. Let me go back up. So many comments. Helicopter Grandma, again, thank you so much. Hopefully, if you got that, thank Helicopter Grandma for her incredible generosity today and every day. Thank you so much. And pay it forward somewhere, somehow. Appreciate that. So I believe it was Lynn who was saying something about the marshy driveway from, I mean, I can replay that portion of the live stream if you want, but Daniel said a number of times to me and on the live stream, both times that he was on, that he parked the car out of the way because the RCMP was there. He didn't want to block the driveway, so he parked up on the road. That parking spot became a nuisance for search and rescue, and so they finally asked him if they could move the car. Daniel said, it's not my car, it's Malaya's. And so it ended up getting towed. This from what I remember. Sorry. Good to see there are content creators using the facts to cover this case. And I noticed Belinda and Chelsea in chat yesterday. Sure signs of a good channel. Chelsea was here earlier as well, but thank you for that, Bunza. Yeah. And that's what Lynn said. Or sorry, that's what Daniel has said numerous times. Do you remember when they seen a vehicle that had junk in it and they ran plates and it belonged to a man no longer around? I don't remember that. But quite honestly, listening to this audio has made me realize how much I forgot. So we could try to look into, try to remember where you heard that from, Lynn. If someone abducted them. They most likely knew the lifestyle the family lived and routines. There is a case. Sasha Groney. I'm going to. I guess I'll spell out the name in chat if I remember. But listen, for example, there was a case in, I want to say, Idaho. Pretty sure Idaho. Just across the border here, where a man, just a transit, like a man, just, you know, he was traveling, didn't live anywhere near this area. He was a pedophile. And he spotted the kids one day just driving by. He spotted them playing in a swimming pool. And he proceeded to stalk the family to learn their routines. And, you know, it didn't go the same, obviously. He broke in the middle of the night, ended up murdering everybody but the two children and kidnapped them. The little girl was rescued by a very, I guess, alert waitress at a Denny's restaurant and recognized the little girl from an Amber Alert. But she was rescued, but sadly her little brother who was taken with her was, so they do that, is my point. And I know the chances are so slim. I understand that it's a rural area. Janie says that there's not a lot of traffic. You know, I get it. But lightning does strike. And void of every other possibility, I think it wouldn't hurt to look at the possibility. And I'll look into this pedophile. When you see and hear the extensive search that took place over days and weeks, the man-hours put in by these searchers, it blows my mind that there was nothing found. Ernestine, thank you. And for whatever that channel is, whatever that video was that say, you know, by me saying, I don't think the kids ever went in the woods, that is causing distraction, whatever the point was. You have to have some basis in fact. And if the RCMP are actually saying that they don't think the children, the chances of them being alive are slim. And even when they pulled back that search, their words were, if the children are in the woods, the chances of them still being alive are slim. That means something. Words matter. And at this point, I don't think the RCMP think they're in the woods either. But why rule out abduction? They have to know something. That was what they found when they investigated the 911 call. Woman saying there was a man in a black CRV. Black Kia Sportage. Are you sure about that? Isn't that what Durwood was selling back in August? A Sportage? Like, I don't know. But not saying that that's connected. I'm just saying I don't know that that was ever identified to be a Sportage. I think the Sportage was different than the Rio that people were talking about. But the connection and the confusion happened when Durwood posted a Sportage for sale. Do you know what I'm saying, Jesse D? I think, yeah. I don't think it was a Sportage. I think it was a Rio. But people got confused because everybody thought, oh, Durwood's guilty, and he was selling a Sportage, you know, so. A neighbor reported men in a van-like vehicle in their driveway watching their child as well. The van didn't leave until the husband went out and approached it. We've already talked about that. Parking a distance away is a huge advantage in a potentially hostile situation. Could have been deliberate. Malaya didn't park her car out there, and Daniel did. I don't know that at that time he could have predicted how the day would happen and Malaya leaving and the disagreement and all the rest of it. So I don't know if I agree with that. But he could have parked on the side of the road near the driveway. I don't know the area, but as a stepfather of 2 missing children, and I see RCMP, that would be where I would park. And that's, from my understanding, what he did. Parked on the road near the driveway as to not be in their way in the driveway. I don't know. Here in New Brunswick the other day, a driver for Amazon tried to lure a child into his van as he was delivering packages. There are perverts everywhere, ready to grab children. It's not planned. Yeah, it's a crime of opportunity. Just like what's-his-face in the States, that FedEx driver. I think he was sentenced to death recently, Athena Strand. He was just delivering her Christmas presents and decided he wanted to take her. Keep in mind they had at least 2 other private radio channels not recorded or shared publicly. This used the line for vanilla information, right? Don't rain on my parade, Daleen. I can't believe how kind and respectful the chat is today. We've had like 0 trolling as far as I can see, so this is a good way to keep talking. So it's all relevant information. And things can be missed. So we're going to catch it. Maria, it happens here every single day, multiple times a day, yeah? They're everywhere. Dar Binks, hello. Where the heck is Ori, by the way? This was a driver, I think, in Tilcom or something like that. Anyone in Alberta, please be weather aware. There is a bad storm apparently. I've been getting alerts. I still get alerts for Fox Creek. I've been getting alerts. Someone called in a possible sighting in Coldstream. Got it written down. Looking into it. In Colchester County. Here are Sunny's and Dispatch. I think one of the first ones too. Last name I think started with B. Okay. I'm old. Me too. Can't figure out these perks and send like you all. The gifts, I don't get it. I tried to. I was in Sunny's chat yesterday and I was trying and I don't have the option. Like I can't send that. So I don't know. But I appreciate the thought. That was the Groney family. Yeah. Yeah. It happens. Crime of opportunity. These monsters are everywhere. And I think for the Canada doesn't have the sex offender registry like the States do. And we've just now started to have a registry. It's not even close to being filled yet with all of the registered offenders. But in the States, you can actually pull up a predator map and see how many live in your neighborhood. And I think that is awesome because every single person has the right to protect their children against these monsters. But in Canada, we're just flying blind. We have no idea who our next door neighbor is, to the point where Paul Ward is having a good time at West Edmonton Mall Water Park with hundreds of children around him. Or making fake profiles to play online. You know, that's Canada for you. Yeah, I remember that case. God loved the girl and had to watch her brother be killed, but she was able to take, yeah. And everything she went through in her life since then. And she's quite the, you don't want to call it a success story, but she overcame so much. She went through so much, even when she was found and growing up and addiction and all the trauma. the actual real deep trauma that that little girl endured and probably still does endure is admirable. If you haven't heard of it, I mean, it's a brutal, brutal case, but it's just an example of how these predators can just happen to see a child playing outside one day, and then they start stalking and they start taking notes and they decide if it's doable or not. It would probably be someone they knew if this is what happened. Possibly. A stranger abduction is usually a crime of opportunity. Agreed. Yeah. Yep. There was a 911 call, came through on dispatch. Woman said black CRV. They went to investigate and said a black Kia, and plates came back to some man no longer lives in the area. So was it stolen? Abby and Libby. Lyric and Elizabeth. It happens. Like I said, it's unlikely, but lightning strikes. And to poo-poo it because of stats, I think is a mistake. I do. Why was Lily poking her head in and out of that bedroom in the morning? Did she want to go to school and had no idea, no concept of the time of day? Come on. To say it's impossible, I think, is irresponsible. Like I said, though, RCMP have got to know something that we don't. That's just the long and short of it. It's got to be. There were two SUVs on the left-hand side. They were going down to the cottages. The other SUV was a woman parked on the Lorda side. All vehicles were checked. Thank you. Actually, stop and think about how many times perverts were in Pictou in the last year. Just saying. Yeah. It was on dispatch about the black SUV registered to forget man's name. Someone help me out. Bald guy. Later, Durwood did post a Kia Sportage on Facebook Marketplace. Bossman says Daniel had a black Kia. Right. And Daniel says that he nor anyone else in his family ever owned a black car. And Daniel also says he doesn't know how to drive a standard. So, Travis Horner, thank you. Yeah, Rio. We don't know what day is what, but I can only assume that this last portion of this was at least on Saturday because they had already looked into the blanket the day before, was what the radio said. Finally, I'm not being a sourpuss. Sagittariuses were attacking me because I'm a Taurus. There's like 3 of us in here, 4 now. So, what else do we have here? Stacy, X, good to see you. I think, I don't know. Your child walking down the road to a store is a crime of opportunity. It's getting bad, that's all. I moved to Fox Creek 25 years ago because I was scared to death for my children. They couldn't even go to the park anymore without something creepy happening to them, and the police couldn't do anything unless the man touched them or hurt them. So I moved them way up to buttfuck nowhere. Okay, I had a very long conversation with stepson. Greg Griffins or Diffins registered to a black Kia Sportage. Thank you. Again, helicopter grandma. Thank you. If you got that from helicopter, please thank her and pay it forward. Did Yes Ma'am get it? Nice. I'm glad because we need all hands on deck, all members on deck for our members only live stream where we're going to write down our questions for Daniel, Janie, Malaya, and the police. Now, what we're going to do with them? Not a clue, but it'll be good to brainstorm questions that we still have. And maybe we'll get lucky and get some answered. You never know. I'm sorry, I'm skipping so many chat questions. I really do have to ramp it up. Don't take that nonsense. It's just bull. What? What? The Sagittarius bullies here? I'm just kidding, Sag. It's all good, Sages. Yes, the person I reported was from 20 minutes from Jack and Lily's trailer and I remember this. Yes, ma'am, you did reach out to me and I did send it directly to my major crimes contact. Yes. If I'm not mistaken, he's dead now, is he not? Which is troubling. And I sent it to you too, Daleen. Don't even. Another Taurus, thank you. Building an army of, Belinda, they found them. I don't know. Justice for Jack and Lily. Thank you, Sheriff, for another great live and the wonderful people here. Have a good night. Gaspé Gal, always a pleasure. Brian Sutherland, I'm just about to wrap it up. Thank you for stopping in. Hopefully you catch the replay. We went through a lot of dispatch audio today. A lot of old information came back to us. Took some notes, things to look into for next time. There is a second video of the dispatch audio. There might even be a third, but for now we're going to stick to 1 and 2. And it goes over May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and I believe the 5th as well. And we are getting some information that we've forgotten about that we can look into and we can talk about. You knew you seen tits? Where? Me? No, I would never. This is a great talking point. I think this is a great topic, and hopefully other people will jump on this, fact-based review of shit we already know. And I think we all get into that. Like, I've already heard the dispatch audio 100 times. I think we did. We have. But guess what? I had to take notes. There was so much stuff that I forgot that I knew. Meanwhile, I thought I knew everything that was on there. So I think it helps. It's useful. It's keeping the kids' names out there. Haven't shown their faces once, I don't think, other than in the video. My bad. Thank you, as always. Okay, everybody's saying good. Almost enough for a Taurus stampede. Good idea. So I'm going to go and feed Harley. And thank everybody for your generosity. If I missed anybody, just know that I didn't mean to, and I appreciate every single person that comes in here. And, only an East Coaster says, calm your tits. Gen X's say that. It makes no sense. Anyway, okay. Everybody, have a fantastic evening. Hug your kids, keep them safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Because Ian's gone, I can do live streams every day without guilt. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.